Welcome to the future of kart race preparation, Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
Hi, I'm Jackson with Alpha Race Hub. Alpha is an all-in-one motorsports software solution that can solve all the software problems you need for your track, facility, or series. Alpha can cover all your software bases, from online registration, digital e-waivers, a proprietary timing and scoring software, incident management, automated points tabulation, tire and barcode scanning. We even have our own mobile timing app and rental kart activity management software. If you're looking to consolidate your motorsports software solutions, reach out to us at alphatiming.co.uk.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsports Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team. It's where drivers are made.
When it comes to innovation on the track, Odenthal Racing Products leads the pack. From the highly popular EasyGP camera mounts to our tough case to GoPro case, racers everywhere trust ORP for strength, reliability, and precision. We're proud to be the #1 engine mount manufacturer in the USA. And with our new Easy Bumper Retainer System, you won't get caught out with a failed bumper bolt again. Odenthal Racing Products. Lead or get left behind.
Let's go race.
Come on, man.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Who the f*** is Kyle Cuthbertson? Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Superman.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsports Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team. It's where drivers are made.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspects with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go, come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico, it's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and zero sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tag?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You gotta make way. Okay, you're good.
Sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, you don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg, Schmorberg, the Greyhound-powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the f did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You know, I'm really starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopPayCara.com. At ShopPayCara.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopPayCara.com.
Who was he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
KA Stars pre-final B is getting ready to go underway. Only 10 drivers will qualify into the main event. At the end of the run order, Teddy Blum and Quinton Angeli, both of them not having the best of runs. They start on row number 1 in the second pre-final. Joseph Anastasi, Jacob Kappel, Riker Ekholm, Ethan Gonzalez, Meyer Lewis, Alex Savage. Oscar Antonsen starts up there. And a couple of notables to keep an eye on here. Ian Quinn finds himself on row number 7, starting 14th, a couple of spots out of the transfer zone, looking to race his way in here, Hunter.
Yeah, Ian Quinn, he's been fast all weekend. He was leading on the last lap before an incident happened, which caused him to be in here.
Yeah, the heat race number 1, again, really kind of hurt Ian Quinn's weekend, and then heat race number 2, the same can be said in the wet. Now, we'll find out who the 10 will be to join us in the main event later on today. KA Stars pre-final B is underway.
And one driver way off already, that's the 964.
Yeah, there goes Jacob Kappel. I think he was starting inside of the top 10. He was starting 5th here in this one. It's Quinton Angeli already looking to make moves. He does so, and 3 more off. Ian Quinn, one of the drivers off in turn number 3. And one of the Barrel Arts,
Alexander Savage.
Alex Savage there for TKG finds himself in the grass. And I'm not sure if he was able to get rejoined or not, but up front, Teddy Blum has run away with it. Yeah, there's Savage and 2 LN cards. This is what happened here, Hunter.
Ooh. 2 drivers collide together. Ian Quinn has nowhere to go. That was Alex Savage, Brandon Atkins, and can't quite get a number on the other person involved in that.
Yeah, Lucas Zabel was right behind. He didn't really do much, and it seemed like Savage are going side by side through turn number 3, and it all just kind of came undone for all of them. That being said, there's a look at the cutoff zone. Spencer Danke, currently the driver who is in to the main event. And this is right around the 5th spot. Lucas Zabo, he's up to 7th. Mercer, he's there on the Cosmic. And then Ekholm in the 947 was in that group as well. Here's a look for the back. Spencer Danke. He is under pressure for the transfer spot. Atkins now looking to challenge. This is to make it into the main event. Atkins looking on the inside, turn number 12. Atkins is up to 10th, and as it stands, would punch his ticket to the main event later on today here, Hunter.
Yeah, Brandon Atkins, one of our older drivers in the field, didn't have the best day yesterday, and then he got up in turn number 3, lap 1 incident. He's only in 10th. He's in the main, but you know he wants more to start further in the main.
Yeah, and again, if it would have held on there for Spencer Danke, he would have been stuck with a pushback. You look at that front bumper, Spencer Danke, that looks quite loose to me, Hunter, as he's working his way through some of the braking zones. Yeah, you see it kind of moving up and down. Could be the vibrations, or it could be the fact that he does have pushback deployed. Brandon Atkins looks all good. But this was really, again, the start of the race, it was, again, you really were left with no idea as to who. And now Brandon Atkins is pulling away from Spencer Danke in the 908 to hold on to it here. But we do have a race still going on. Quentin Angeli has passed Teddy Blum, Meyer Lewis in third, and then back with Joseph Nastasi in the 4th spot. And it's just to decide who's going to start 31st.
Quinn and Jelly, him and Alan Isbard, we saw them Friday. They were always going out together, and Jelly was able to stick with Isambard pretty well. Just didn't have the best of the luck in the heats, like most of the people in here. And he's showing he has the speed to be up front. He's kind of keeping it about a kart length to a 2 kart length gap from him and Teddy Blum. So it shows he has some pace, and he should be in the main, just not the luck he needed yesterday.
Yeah, these guys know, right? Big picture also for them. They can't risk all too much. Meyer Lewis feels like he does have pace at hand, and very, very smart there by Teddy Blum, right? It's, all right, you're faster, clearly. You're going to pass me. Go on ahead. Let's not, waste all too much time. Pointed him by. Little brush of the brakes there for Teddy. And slotted right back in a line there in third. But I got to say, I don't want to speak too soon, and I don't want to jinx it either. But this has got to be one of the most relaxed, one of the most calm, I think, pre-final Bs that I've seen in my time of calling, whether it was last chance qualifiers or pre-finals such as these.
Yeah, especially at most of the series, it's a fight for the LCQ. They don't care if it's for the transfer spot or for the lead. It always seems like when we get to these LCQs, it's a battle the whole entire race. And this is how it should be. You get out front and you're leading and you know you're safe into the main, why battle? Just sit back and get in the main nice and clean. Don't risk anything.
That's easier said than done for us, right? Whenever you get out there, obviously the racing spirits want to kind of take you over, and you want to make moves. You want to go out there and win race after race, and every time you hit the racetrack. So it's hard to hold back sometimes, but this is, these guys are just being smart, playing this one perfectly. The drivers that will find themselves in is Quentin Angeli, Teddy Blum, Meyer Lewis, Joseph Nastasi, Lucas Zabo, Nick Mercer, Riker Ekholm, Alex Sacuzillo, Brandon Atkins, and Oscar Antonsen would be the last one to qualify into the main event. So looks like Antonsen, actually he was passed by Atkins that last time around. I'd be curious to see how far Antonsen is from Spencer Danke. The two of them, as far as lap times go, Antonsen is significantly better. He's just at the back of that pack as Atkins continues to make moves. He's now by Sacuzillo, and he's now by Nick Mercer as well.
The one driver we really have to feel for right now is Ian Quinn. He is consistently running 4 to 5 tenths faster than anybody in this race right now. We know he had the pace. He qualified up front, was able to lead one of the heat races yesterday, but he always seemed to be caught up in the accidents. As we go back to the further group.
Now this is the cutoff zone now. It is now gone the way of Jacob Kappel, who's in the cutoff, Spencer Danke, and Ian Quinn. I gotta be honest with you, Your Honor, I completely forgot we had Ian Quinn in this race, and he is struggling to make moves. So as it stands, Ian Quinn would not make it into the main event. He does have the fastest lap of this race, but he is struggling to try and make moves. And as I was just saying, that it was, again, one of the most anticlimactic pre-final Bs that I've seen. It is now starting to heat up. Danke looking on the inside. This is for 11th. Simpson now in 11th, I should say. Kappel, they're letting him go pretty much with his battling. But it's an all-out brawl here, and Ian Quinn knows it. Needs to go one spot better.
He's going to make another move right here. Try to at least, not quite there. And you can just see Capel getting away in front. Ian knows he needs to get there.
Yeah, no, 2 laps to go. This is, again, he would need to have a rocket ship on the back of that OTK machine to try and get there. And again, in the process, that front bumper does look a little loose there for Ian Quinn. But he is going to give it all he's got. White flag next time by for Teddy Blum, who is now the leader. Teddy Blum leads over Quentin Angeli, Meyer Lewis, and Lucas Zabo. The front 3, it's all changed. White flag does fly. And Ian Quinn's going to need a Hail Mary. He's going to need help from somebody. Going to need some major drama, something out of this world to happen pretty much. There's Jacob Capel working through turn number 4, going down into 7. And yeah, Ian Quinn, I think he's too far back here. Almost 4 seconds. His day is going to end early.
Yeah, this is not how you want to see someone's day end, especially someone as fast as Ian Quinn. But also props to Jacob Capel. He's the only other driver that would hit the 58s.
Well, to the checkered flag, Teddy Blum is going to make it through. Quentin Angeli, Meyer Lewis, they are your top 3 at the end of the KA Stars pre-final B. Then you go across as well. Lucas Zabo, Nastasi, Atkins, Mercer, Zagzilo, Antonsen, Jacob Capel. Your top 10 at the end of that pre-final. A quieter one outside of the start that would leave Ian Quinn, who led laps, mind you, in the heat race yesterday overall, finds himself out of the main event, finishing 11th in pre-final B. Heartbreak for the 979.
You know, you think Newcastle, King of the Castle, would have been the round Ian wanted to forget after being fast and being up front, leading there. But I think this is probably the new low for Ian. This is the one he really wants to forget now.
Yeah, this is, again, not been Ian Quinn's year, unfortunately. The pace certainly there. More to come. It's time to go main event racing. KA Masters gets ready to kick off the day.
Macron Motorsports builds champions every day. Drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macronmotorsports.net.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR, with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Paulie Massimino wins the Wisconsin Grand Prix! James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars!
On track or off, Brandon Jarsekrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsekrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsekrakRacing.com.
Hey guys, I'm Chris G. I'm Kart Chaser's driver fitness coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to strengthen your shoulders for more endurance and better stability in the kart. Here we go. Okay, so exercise number 1 is the front rope pull-through cable raises. Okay, now this is the upright cable row. What you are doing here is you're picking a straight bar, as you see, and we're working the side areas of our shoulders, the medial. Exercise number 3, the dumbbell shrugs. As you guys can tell, I like to pause at the top before releasing. It's great for your strength, for that wheel stability. It's great for those shoulders and that upper back area. Chris G coaching, race ready training that carries into real life. That's what we do here. See you on the next one.
Welcome to the future of kart race preparation, Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
Hi, I'm Jackson with Alpha Race Hub. Alpha is an all-in-one motorsports software solution that can solve all the software problems you need for your track, facility, or series. Alpha can cover all your software bases, from online registration, digital e-waivers, a proprietary timing and scoring software, incident management, automated points tabulation, tire and barcode scanning. We even have our own mobile timing app and rental kart activity management software. If you're looking to consolidate your motorsports software solutions, reach out to us at alphatiming.co.uk.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsports Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team. It's where drivers are made.
When it comes to innovation on the track, Odenthal Racing Products leads the pack. From the highly popular EasyGP camera mounts to our tough case to GoPro case, racers everywhere trust ORP for strength, reliability, and precision. We're proud to be the #1 engine mount manufacturer in the USA. And with our new Easy Bumper Retainer System, you won't get caught out with a failed bumper bolt again. Odenthal Racing Products. Lead or get left behind.
Let's go race.
Come on, man. This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Who the f is Kyle Cuthbertson? Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsports Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team. It's where drivers are made.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspects with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and zero sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
We are live from the beautiful Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati for the third round of the Stars Championship Series, the Clash at the Club. As always, my name is Caleb Vieska. Alongside me this weekend, Hunter Bolton and Grace Overbeck, as we get ready to kick off main event racing action here. The KA Masters getting ready to suit up for their main event. 14 minutes plus 2 laps is what we have in store for us here today, Hunter. We are ready to get this one underway.
Yeah, lots of racing action going to happen in just a short time today. And we're getting ready for our first race with KA Masters.
For that, got to show our respect to our nation. For those of you here in the paddock and for those of you at home, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, here's a look at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. 16 corners if you want to count all the fast-paced kinks in the back section. But a lot of passing opportunities. Turn 1, you'll see some moves there on the inside. Turn 2 as well, one of the hardest braking zones on the racetrack. The run all the way to turn 4. A lot of crossovers. We saw it yesterday. Turn 5, one of the corners to look out for. And in my opinion, the hardest corner on the national calendar here, marked turn number 9, presented by Kart Class, is make or break decision time through there. 10, 11, and 12. Set yourself up for a drag race all the way to the line. 13 corners, a lot of racing action is what we're expected to see here today. We are excited to have all of you with us. Hunter, I cannot wait. We are well into the season. We are well into the championship conversations as well.
Yes, well in the championship conversations. We already had one championship get decided yesterday, and that was KZ Pro Masters with Jordan Musser getting the championship.
There was actually more on that. Jordan Musser spoke to him this morning. He was DQ'd. The rear was too narrow on his Burrell R. That put him out of contention, and he still has some work to do today to try and clinch that championship. The same can be said for a lot of others. John Bonanno, Anthony Stifler, they find themselves in a tight championship battle headed into this main event here. And it was John Bonanno yesterday in the pre-final that was able to take the win and punch his ticket to start on the pole position right here. He starts alongside 279 of Chris Kutcher. Miguel Muir for Orsolon Racing Texas starts on row number 2 alongside David Galonia, Heat 1 winner. Byron Daly, Brent Estes, Andy Kutcher, Eric Heinig, and more. Anthony Stifler, the other driver who comes in behind in the championship now. It has changed roles. It now goes back the way of the number 1. Stifler needs to try and reignite that fire for the championship conversation. He starts on row number 6 in 11th. Keep an eye on a couple of others trying to work their way through this field. 29 K8 Masters totals. The Stars Championship Series always brings out some of the best in the Masters division to come out and race here all around the Midwest and this weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio. 14 minutes plus 2 laps. KA 100 Masters. Bonanno on the inside, Kutcher on the outside is underway.
And a clean start up front for John Bonanno and Chris Kutcher. Miguel Muir looking on the inside, trying to defend a little bit, not trying to lose any more spots. He's slotting into P4.
Yeah, Miguel Muir lost one there. David Galonia able to get by him. And here's a look at Brent Estes, who's right there, right behind Byron Daly. Anthony Stifler, he hasn't made too much headway to start off this main event. He kicked off from 11th, and he's actually just right behind this group here with Brent Estes leading Scott Falcone up the hill. Heinig right behind them, then Stifler. You see him just in the background working his way over the hill. But the number 1 plate, John Bonanno, picture perfect start on lap number 1 to lead Chris Kutcher.
Yeah, Chris Kutcher slotting to P2, but his brother Andy Kutcher already starting to make moves, trying to get up to the front. He didn't have the best day in the rain yesterday, but he has the dry pace, and there's another move going through on Daly.
Yeah, Andy Kutcher, great move out of him into turn number 1. Brent Estes is going to follow. So Kutcher went by. Daly went by as well on the Prodigy Motorsports best kart. And he actually got passed back as they were working their way out of turn number 3. So that's going to move Estes back as LaFontaine now going to make a move of his own inside turn number 7. Clear. Heinig as well on Byron Daly. Not going to happen. But Falcone, a good move there into the hairpin. Puts himself 1 spot better.
Yeah, great move out of Scott Falcone into turn number 7 on the track. He's able to get clean move done as now Andy Kutcher right on the back of Miguel Muir. They got a little bit of work to do as Estes dropping the tire on the exit of turn number 14.
I mean, and how many times have we seen that as well throughout the day yesterday, Hunter? But there's, again, the action about to heat up here. Chris Kutcher making a move. Andy Kutcher making one as well. And now David Galonia looking to go by on John Bonanno. Bonanno not going to fight it. He wanted to, and he got on the brakes. Allowed Galonia to get through. That's going to move Galonia up to 2nd. Bonanno to 3rd. And we talked about the move out of Andy Kutcher. He went to 4th. Estes now looking in the infield hairpin. He actually didn't make it through. Something happened to Brent Estes that time around as they were working their way into turn number 7. Looked like he was passing on Miguel Mir, and he is not in frame anymore.
Yeah, something happened big to him. I didn't see him in the background. I think I might have just saw him start to crest the hill as we were panning down to stay on this group of the leaders. But here comes Andy Kutcher. He is slowly reeling in John Bonanno and David Galani.
Yeah, what on earth happened to the 212? We're about to find out where he's going to cross the line. Yeah, he's not in frame yet. No idea what happened there to Brent. Scanning through the field. Yeah, nothing.
Way back.
He's way back. Just now getting to the front stretch and working his way to turn number 2. And he was going for a move. There he is. There's a 212. He's all the way in the back. 27th at the end of that lap. And he was looking to make a move there on Miguel Mir. And no idea what happened to him.
Yeah, we did not get a good look at what happened. We saw him try to go down low, and then he just disappeared after that. We never really saw anything too major, but he lost a lot of positions. He must have went off track pretty big.
Yeah, well, here's a look at the midfield. Paul Lafonte led laps yesterday in heat race number 2. And unfortunately, the pre-final did not go his way. The same could be said for Evan Kozak. The two of them found themselves spun the wrong way around. And now they are having to work their way through this field. Lafonte already up to 11th. The same for Kozak. 11 spots gained for Kozak. Sorry, 4 spots gained for Evan Kozak. Chris Horan is a driver with 11. He is, again, charging his way through this field. Here's a look. Anthony Stifler. And it just doesn't seem like he's really been able to get going here in the dry today, Hunter. Just not exactly, I would say, what I was expecting to see out of Stifler here as fast as he looked yesterday.
Yeah, but he still has really good pace in that go-kart. But on the topic of Chris Horan, he is one driver we have talked about in the past battling with John Bonanno, but he was starting way back in this field today for this final.
Yeah, he, again, has been fast throughout multiple different events. He is, again, finished inside of the top 10 quite consistently. The King of the Castle didn't quite go his way with a 23 place finish, unfortunately there for Horan. But he is a guy that we're used to seeing up at the front, inside of the top 10, fighting. And that just hasn't been the case with the bad luck this weekend, but he is charging his way through. He's gained another one this lap to get himself up to 13th. Able to go by on Evan Kozak, who's only 14th. But here we look at the battle in the top 4. It's Kutcher in first, and it's Kutcher in fourth as well. First and fourth, Chris leading. Andy looking to get up to his brother, John Bonanno, ahead of him. David Galonia there as well. And here's a look at the live point standings, Hunter.
Yeah, live point standings right now. John Bonanno will take the points lead out of this event with Stifler 40 points behind. Brent Estes dropping way back after going way off. He'll be 200 points behind almost.
Yeah, that would leave him with a lot of work to do headed into the night fight at Trackhouse Motorplex to close off the year. As we look at Scott Falcone working his way into the top 5. He's currently running in 5th with the fastest lap of the race, a 59.892 for Scott Falcone. And he is closing. Here he was about 3/10 better, 2/10 give or take on these 4 drivers. Scott Falcone could work his way up to try and spoil the party. And he's been characteristic for that, right? Getting down in the seat, trying to become as aerodynamic as possible.
Yeah, that really didn't come over to the States until we saw Mark Steele starting to do that little tuck. And then it just seemed like it took off. Everybody started doing that little tuck.
And again, obviously, both of us experienced on the 4-cycle side of things. Andy Kutcher is going to drop a tire into the dirt, and it's just going to pull him to the left. It almost seemed like he was trying to get back on, and he just couldn't. He gets going now, but it's brought Scott Falcone a little closer. Now Anthony Stifler. We talked about him picking up the pace a little bit, still had good pace, just hadn't been able to make the moves. He's starting to make them, able to go by on Heinig. Like he was able to go by on Elefante as well, and Miguel Mir. This race, he's just gone backwards, unfortunately, here, Hunter. down in 10th after starting on row number 2. He started 3rd on the inside and just backwards for the 277.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the same pace he had yesterday when we were in the wet conditions. When we were in the wet conditions, Miguel Muir was one to watch out for. He set purple in heat number 2 and was super fast in the pre-final yesterday.
Now there's a look as they're working their way through. Anthony Stifler looking to work a move on Byron Daly for 6th to try and close down the difference in the championship, because it will go the way pre-drops of John Bonanno, but he's also struggling himself. It seems like 3 laps in a row now. He's looked for a move on David Galonia, just hasn't found it. You've actually gone around this place, and it's, while it is very fast, it's, you know, sometimes not the easiest to pass at.
No, it's not the easiest to pass at all. It seems like you really need a lot of pushing help, or you just have to really be late on the brakes. And being late on the brakes, that can cause the kart to handle a little bit different. And maybe John Bonanno doesn't want to do that quite yet, because you can also burn up your tires by locking the brakes up, and John Bonanno knows that because he's a smart racer.
And again, to that point, right, to the mental side of things, big picture as well, right? Marathon, not a sprint. You think about the championship when you head into the night fight. How much do you want to risk, right? How big is a reward if you are able to go by on David Galonia? Because you guys are still right there with Chris Kutcher. He is not leaving them. Galonia is still there. He just hasn't really been able to get to the rear bumper of the 279. But how long are you willing to wait? Because Andy Kutcher behind you, he is, again, still very fast. And you see the gap there. Scott Falcone was fastest a couple laps ago. Now Andy Kutcher responds, and the gap is at a second. Here's a look further back.
Ooh, just a big off for that 206. Just carried a little bit too much speed, dropped the tire, and he went all 4 off.
Yeah, that was way back in the field. Scott Carapolati was down in 26th inside of turn number 11, or actually stuck on the outside and ended going off in that place right there. And that could have brought some dirt onto the racetrack there, something to know. And a good catch there by our hardworking camera crew. As now on the inside goes Andy Kutcher. And there you see, fastest a lap ago. And that's the only reason I see John Bonanno kind of getting, looking to force his way by on David Galonia. He's going to let Andy Kutcher go. But that's what you get of kind of playing a little bit too nice, right? Of being a little bit too patient. The guy behind you is only going to get faster as this race goes on. His tire, his equipment is only going to continue to come in. And then you fall in a situation like Bonanno finds himself in now, right? You're going to get passed. And who knows the way that this race is going to continue to go. Luckily for him, though, Andy Kutcher could pass David Galonia and then bring himself right back in. What he does with Chris Kutcher, that's a different story. The two of them, if it's a Kutcher 1-2 at the end of the day, I think they'd be happy with it.
Yeah, I think they'd be really happy. They did that at Apex. They were dominant here last weekend when we were out here for the MCC Pro-Am. And Andy's one that likes to lead. Chris is usually the guy sitting in second. Andy's the one usually leading it. So right now it's a bit different with Andy being further back than Chris.
It just shows you, right, you can plan a race out, but it won't exactly go that way. As they work their way through now, Byron Daly still with pressure from Stifler, and there goes Stifler dropping a tire. Heinig just has to hold on to it. Big moment for Anthony Stifler headed into turn number 2. Dropped the tire, drove it in deep. Heinig had to take evasive action. Elefante got through on him.
Yeah, that was a big moment for Anthony Stifler right there. Just kind of got into the back of Daly in the middle of the corner, got himself a little bit bound up and just dropped that tire, came back on, had dirt on it, and got all kinds of sideways.
And here's another look at it, Hunter.
Yeah, he just kind of gets a little bit on the curb, drops the tire just a little bit, tries to save it, and then Heining has nowhere to go.
It almost seems like as soon as he touched the rumble strips there, he was quickly correcting it, and it just wanted to kick out on him, and Heining wanted to avoid him. He was going to the bottom. Here's another look at the ground shot. Good catch by our mobile camera. Man, close call for Anthony Stifler. That could have been disastrous in the championship fight here, Hunter.
Yeah, that could have been a big one for Anthony Stifler. He's already sitting a little bit only 10 back at the moment coming into this race, but right now with how it sits, he's going to be a little bit further back.
And up front, Chris Kutcher continues to get better and better, and he put a little bit of a gap because Andy Kutcher and John Bonanno, while I mentioned Kutcher looked good over the long run, they just got by David Galonia, and they just went by, John Bonanno just went by on him as well. And now, a battle at hand. Chris Kutcher in the lead, Andy Kutcher in second, with Bonanno in third, and here's a look at the live standings. Bonanno and Stifler gets that little bit closer with all the moves that Stifler has been making throughout this race. We saw it was at almost 40 points earlier on in this main event. Now it's Stifler making up a couple, puts himself at only 30 back. Still gets very close, and it could only extend if Bonanno here gets himself back and into the lead.
Bonanno's got a hard task at hand here. He's got two brothers to get around, and you know the two brothers, they're not going to work with Bonanno. They're going to work with each other.
And we're about to find out here. Time is going to expire before they hit the line as Chris Kutcher, Andy Kutcher going back and forth. Andy looked on the inside. Turn number 13. Chris able to run the outside and hold on. David Galonia, you see Andy Kutcher points to the back of his helmet. Wants to get past his brother. This time, turn number 2, not going to happen. But they've given another opportunity. So 291 of Galonia.
And they're also going to give that opportunity to Scott Falcone as we're starting to block. Scott Falcone's been sitting around a second and a half back this whole race. Well, he's starting to close back in now.
Well, here we go. Chris Kutcher going to start to defend, went low into turn number 4. Andy chose to go a little bit higher than he did. Nothing out of it, though. This time by turn number 11. Galonia's there. Falcone is starting to close. Turn number 12. You can pass on the inside. You can also pass on the outside, given it is a little bit harder. Andy tried it here in 13 a lap ago. He's going to wait this time.
He's going to wait for another shot at it as we're coming to the white flag. It's a group of 4 at the moment, but Scott Falcone still closing in. He's about 4 or 5 kart lengths back. And here we go. Andy Kutcher to the low side. Chris on the high side, side by side. Chris is going to hold on the outside.
And the gap of the line continues to get that little bit closer in between David Galonia and Scott Falcone as they went side by side on turn number 1. Respect shown in between Andy and Chris. The brothers fighting for a national victory here this weekend. Bonanno hasn't found a way by. Galonia hasn't been able to make much headway on his final lap. And Falcone just looking to spoil the party. Half a lap to go here, Hunter.
Half a lap to go as we go through the S's down to the downhill. You say the hardest turn that we see. They get through there nice and clean as we go down the bowl. Andy's going to go low, back to the high side, no move made.
And here we go, 2 corners to go. Chris Kutcher looking to defend, down low into turn 13. Andy looking for a way by, and he's not going to find it here. And I don't think he's going to get it either on the straightaway. He's going to have a push, though, from John Bonanno to the line. Chris Kutcher is going to take the win in Cincinnati. He is victorious in KA Masters in a Kutcher 1-2. Andy Kutcher across the line in second.
What a race out of Andy Kutcher to come back through the field and have a battle with his brother on the last 2 laps for the race win. John Bonanno slotting in that 3rd spot, and our other championship contender, Stifler, finishes in P6.
Byron Daly, Paul Elefante, Chris Horan, and Eric Heinig, your top 10. But how about Chris and Andy? I talked about it, right? It'd be a good feeling to have a Kutcher 1-2, and they've done just that. Bonanno across the line in 3rd. That was a safe bet to, again, a smart race by him, a very consistent one. That's 3 podiums in a row for the number 1 plate. And here's a look at the Coastal Inc. recap of how we got to the Kutcher 1-2. It was Chris Kutcher starting on the outside, and it wasn't without a fight. He had to work his way through on John Bonanno, and in turn number 1, that's when he got it done.
And then you see Andy drop that tire there, made a big mistake, able to get back up there, and then here's the mistake out of the Stifler.
Yeah, that was a close call, and Andy gave it all he had. Wanted to take the fight to his brother. Just couldn't get it done in the end. The Kutchers finish 1-2 here at the Clash of the Club.
Chris Kutcher, you had such a strong weekend. I mean, a little bit of a blip in the Heat 2 where you fell down to, I believe, a P8, but overall super strong. Tell me about it.
It was a tough weekend. This is the most trying weekend I've had in karting in a long time. Saturday was crazy, the weather, everything. Trying to be a privateer for myself and my son is it wears you out. But yeah, the pace wasn't even there in the final, but I was able to hold on. Super happy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this your first place win in Stars?
I won Stars here in 22 or 23, way back. I can't make all the events, but it's great when we can come out to our home track.
Well, it's great to have you back up on the top step, right?
Yeah, thank you very much.
And I got to know, how does it feel to do a 1-2 with you and your brother?
Awesome. Everything we wanted it to be. So many times we come to these big events and it's hard for us to both get the finishes. Something happens to one of us. He's been battling engine issues all weekend, so I'm glad he started further back, because otherwise he probably would have had me.
Well, I'll let you celebrate. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you guys have from Chris Kutcher, and he said it, right? He was glad Andy started a little bit further back, or else Andy would have had an opportunity to get high on him. That being said, that closes one page of the day here today. Time to go with our youngest stars, the Micro Swifts. Get ready to go for their main event. 14 minutes plus 2 laps. And again, this is one of the races that I am really excited to keep an eye on. A driver starting at the back of the field, Jack Katowski. After the pre-final, he gets shuffled all the way to the back. He's going to start on that final row. We've seen last to first in less time than what we have here in dry conditions. We'll keep an eye on here. But Braxton Shiflett, the Paralympic machine, was fast. He won the pre-final. He starts alongside Dusty Strayer, Tristan Francisco, Trey Sanders on row number 2. Kip Knaus, Bo Wyatt, Franco Schiavo, Chase Zolman, Bryson Barnett, and TJ Akers, your top 5, your top 10 starters.
And then you go back, you do see Jack Katowski starting on the outside of row number 8 in the 16th position. He's got a lot of work cut out, but we saw Aiden go doing the dry conditions. He went from 22nd to 1st. I don't see any reason why Jack can't do it.
Yeah, Jack is fast, and he knows this place like the back of his hand. They have called this place home, and no, Trey Sanders. A loose exhaust pipe for Trey Sanders. He is not going to start this race, and his teammates are letting him know. Heartbreak for Trey Sanders at 33. That exhaust pipe is completely off. Oh, man. Heartbreak for Trey. He was going to have to bring it into the pits, and you can just hear it there. And Tristan Francisco was the first one to point it out to him. He looked back, he realized, and he's gonna have to bring it into the pits. The Stars officials getting them off the racetrack now. Man. Heartbreak there for Trey Sanders. Not even gonna get an opportunity to fight for it here, but nonetheless, everybody else good to go. Green flag, lights are out. Micro Swift is underway.
And a good start for Tristan Francisco to get up into that P2 spot as Shiflett's gonna go low, going into turn number 4. Tristan looking for a crossover move out of here. And Dusty Strayer up on the back of Tristan just for a little bit.
Yeah, the Speed Concepts machine looking for an over-under. Couldn't quite just get there. Francisco tried to cross him up too. He couldn't do it either. Here's a look at Katowski already getting himself up a couple of spots as the top 4 looking to reshuffle. Shiflett into turn 11. He's able to get through, and here comes Bo Wyatt. Kip Knaus, Schiavo starting to close on in as well. side by side, turn 12. There goes Francisco looking on the inside of Shiflett. Bo Wyatt on the inside as well. Strayer, Schiavo, Canals. And this is all falling into the hands of the 92 of Jack Katowski to put himself in the conversation here early. You see him already in line with the top 10.
Yeah, just that small little mistake out of Shiflett, running a little bit wide, going through 12, just made it that little bit easier for Bo Wyatt and Francisco to get under him, and then Dusty Strayer with the late send on the inside.
And a little mistake there out of the 12 of Bryson Barnett, going a little wide there on the exit of turn number 2. And Katowski crosses him up, goes up to 8th. Now ahead of him is one of the TKG Burl Arts and Chase Zolman, who's right ahead, and there goes the move. Jack Katowski on his teammate into turn 7. He gets clear. Canals is the next one ahead of him. As well, another one, keep an eye on Liam Compitiello. He was up at the front yesterday in a struggle in the pre-final. Finds him having to work his way through. Katowski inside, looking on Canals. He's gonna get it.
Katowski already up into the 6th spot after one full lap. Coming to the 2 laps completed, he is making moves like it is nothing, and he is gonna be on the back of this lead group in no time.
And here's a look again at the 92 of Jack Katowski. Schiavo ahead of him. Shiflett up there as well. But at the front, it's Tristan Francisco to Bo Wyatt to Dusty Strayer. The 3 of them were very, very even in the dry conditions in heat race number 1. Katowski was the other driver that was up there with him. And he's just trying to get himself up there right now. Granted, he does have the pace, and he does have the fastest lap of the race as well. 104.170 for Katowski. Schiavo is the next one on the list for him. He thought about it in 12. And he's gonna wait for another moment. And as I say that, Katowski makes the move into turn number 13.
Yeah, next one on the board for him now is Shiflett, and he's already pretty much on the rear bumper. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes low right here. He's gonna sit back, be patient, and here he goes into turn number 1, as we also saw a pass for the lead with Bo Wyatt on Francisco.
Yeah, and there goes Strayer as well. He's been in search of a move to go one spot better here. And he just hasn't been able to quite get through on Francisco or Bo Wyatt. And he's the lone Speed Concepts racing machine in the field this weekend. Smaller operation, Mike Speed here with them, as well as Mr. Offset himself. And they're working, again, just working closely with Dusty, who's also had an up and down weekend. He was stuck in the midfield in the pre-final after a DNF in heat number 1, heat number 2. Goes out and does exactly what he needs to do. He wins it. And then puts himself in 3rd.
Yeah, great run out of Dusty Strayer yesterday after having not the good end to heat 1 like he would have wanted, being in that front group. But he's making the best out of it, and he's sitting in 3rd right now. But here comes Jack Katowski. No help, and he's coming in onto the back of Dusty Strayer like it is nothing right now.
Yeah, he's, again, right there, but a little bobble there out of Francisco out of 2. He's going to feed him into Dusty Strayer. Looking on the inside, turn number 4. Strayer still looking for it. Francisco not making it easy for him. And Strayer gets by. And he's clear for 2nd. Now goes Katowski. Catches Francisco by surprise into turn number 7. Katowski's up to 3rd.
Great move out of Katowski. He saw Tristan look back, knew Tristan wasn't close enough to make a move, and he sent it in and just kind of did a little bit of a slide job. The car got a little bit sideways on entry, able to get it down where he wanted it in the middle, and got a good exit.
Now, well, here they go. Bo Wyatt now is your leader, only by 2 car lengths. The 22 is Strayer in that 2nd spot. An update here on a couple of drivers on the edge of the top 5. Schiavo is there. Shiflett is in the 5th spot, and they continue to fight. Compitiello, another driver that's making a good number of moves here. He gained 1 that last lap, but he's up 5 spots in comparison to where he started, and up 6 as well for Roman Machin.
And the championship fight is really tight right now. Tristan Francisco leading the points at 8:77, but then you have Trey Sanders. He is out of this race early. He was sitting in the 4th spot at 8:55, but Dusty Strayer and Jack Katowski, oh, right up there. Katowski back 22 points from Bo Wyatt with how they stand right now.
Yeah, and again, it just changed a little bit, and it would change hands, right? Coming into the weekend, it was Katowski, Bo Wyatt in the lead, and this is going to change it again that little bit more. Katowski puts himself to 2nd, but it's pretty much all the drivers that we have on screen. Tristan Francisco is there in 4th. Granted, he needs to find some pace here with 7.5 minutes to go. They did leave him just a little bit. The top 3 will fight, and Katowski, will it be turn number 2? It will! Inside! What a move out of Jack Katowski, and Strayer, again, just gets into the rear just that little bit on Bo Wyatt. No harm, no foul there for either of them. Francisco will take advantage of that moment to go for 3rd. They're going to go side by side, but the championship points battle, Hunter, you mentioned it, does look very close at top. Now, who knows how it's going to change now as they continue to shuffle around. That'll be a topic as well when we get in a Trackhouse Motorplex for the night fight. But they are giving us some great action here. And there's another look at the move there, Hunter.
Yeah, great send out of Jack Katowski up the inside in turn 2. And then you just see a little bit of contact between Dusty Strayer and Bo Wyatt on the exit and sent Dusty Strayer up in the air.
Yeah, that popped him up properly there. Francisco set up the crossover. That was a great catch. And now, Bo Wyatt, he's looking on the inside. He's going to get clear into turn number 1. Quick response there out of Bo. And again, for these young drivers, how much do you want to fight? Compatiello, Shiflett, the 2 of them showing some promising speed here at the moment. They ran personal best a lap ago.
They're starting to close back in just that tiny little bit with all the battling this front group of 4 is doing, and that's what's gonna help them get up there. If the front 4 sat back and were calm, I don't think they have the pace to stay with them, but with this battling, they're gonna start closing in.
And there's a look at the lap time breakdown for Jack Katowski. The fastest lap of the race came on lap number 6, and it was almost a second slower on lap 7 with the battling that they were doing. That was a lap ago, and that's allowed Compatiello and Shiflett to properly come into frame here. This one far, far from over. Just under 5.5 minutes to go. And then 2 laps to get this one done. Katowski a tap in the back of the helmet. But we are keeping an eye on the 48 and the 47 as now they're battling up front. Pass for the lead. Katowski on Bo Wyatt. Francisco goes by as well. And a new look at the front. 4 drivers, 4 different teams. I believe 4 different kart manufacturers as well, with 2 more on the way. 3 kart manufacturers, my apologies. But this is, again, a battle to look out for. These drivers, time and time again, week in, week out, throughout all the national series that we go to, have kept us on the edge of our seats, and they are delivering another battle here this weekend as Francisco looking on the inside into turn number 12. He's going to go through. Bo Wyatt looking to follow for 2nd. He gets by.
Great racing out of these micro Swifts so far today. You said it before this race. You said this was a race you were looking forward to pretty much the most today. You thought this was going to be the most exciting, and it's been action-packed so far.
Yeah, Kyle Cuthbertson asked me earlier on today what race I was most excited for, and I told him, to be honest with you, I'm excited for both of the cadet categories, the Micro Swifts and the Swift Stars, because they have given us some of the best racing action that we've seen throughout the weekend, that we've seen, I would say, even throughout the year. And this is, again, another one that you just have no idea who's going to be on top, because you have 2 more drivers in the picture now, Compatiello, Shiflett, and you have no idea which way it's going to go, who's even the fastest. They are even as can be. It's just a matter of who's going to make the right move at the right time, who's going to make the right decision when it matters the most. If it's going to be Francisco, is it going to be Wyatt, Katowski, Strayer, Compatiello, or Shiflett? 6 drivers with an opportunity with just over 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, 6 drivers. have a chance to win this race. Right now, Tristan Francisco and Bo Wyatt sitting a little bit more patient as they stand. They're starting to get a tiny little gap to Jack Katowski, Jack Katowski. And Dusty Strayer starting to get back in as we see Shiflett starting to fall off once they got up to that front group. Shiflett not able to stay with the 48.
And that's kind of been a trend, right? We're seeing that happen now. Whenever they kind of slow down just a little bit, relax on the fighting, if you will, quote unquote, and again, push for a lap, you see it start to open up, right? You see that little bit of separation. It's a car length with Katowski. It's then even half a car length back to Strayer, then a car length to Compatiello, and then Shiflett, the one that's lacking pace. This is going to help, though. Bo Wyatt into turn 13, inside clear on Tristan Francisco, who falls back to second. But as quickly as they opened up, Hunter, they are now bumper to bumper, nose to tail, and Wyatt asking for a push from Francisco, and he's going to give it to him. For now, Compatiello thought about a move into turn number 1. Francisco looked like he wanted to go right back into turn 2. And there you see another driver. They just get better and better as this race goes on. Fastest lap of the race with 2 minutes to go for Katowski inside of turn number 4. Looking, Katowski's clear for second.
I honestly can't tell you how many times we've seen Jack Katowski, Tristan Francisco, and Bo Wyatt already switch positions this race. There's one spot you see Bo Wyatt like the most to pass. That's turn 13. For Jack, it's just about anywhere on this track. He has passed the most out of anywhere on this track, and that shows home track advantage. He knows this track. He knows where it's best to make the moves.
Yeah, and Katowski, while everybody else, it almost seems like they have very well-planned moves, very smooth. It's almost like Katowski's, passes that he makes in turn number 2, turn number 7, and even just there in a turn number 4, they are electric, right? You feel them, you see them go through, and it catches us by surprise. You see it, the gap, you're like, all right, maybe he's a little too far, and then he goes for it, and he makes it stick nice and clean, and it's, impressive almost out of the 92 in the way that he's able to pass his competitors. But this time, and the battles that they've all shared throughout the year, a month ago, Katowski and Bo Wyatt were fighting for the race victory out here. And it's the same scenario. It's almost like deja vu watching this back here this weekend. But it's 5 now instead of 6. Shiflett, unfortunately, hasn't had the pace late in this race. He's lacked 2 tenths in comparison to what the top 5 have been able to run. And I think they might just beat the clock here, Hunter. With 20 seconds to go, they might just get there to get 3 laps to go.
I think you're right, Caleb. I think we are going to get 3 laps to go this time. With 10 seconds left on the clock, we are going to see 3 more to go.
They're at 8 seconds, and they will comfortably get through 3 laps to go in this Micro Swift main event. It has been 14 minutes that have felt like an eternity here watching this. Watching these drivers plan their race out to put themselves in this position right here. And these final laps, in Katowski, you saw him point the finger to Tristan Francisco. Looked like he kind of wanted to tell him that he wanted to make a move here quite shortly. And there was a hand, they all kind of got into each other a little bit in turn number 7. I think Katowski was looking to set one up, and Francisco just got into the back of him going into the corner.
Yeah, it's just that Jack slowed down that tiny little bit more, and Francisco had about half a car length gap going in, and just by on that time when we got to the exit, he was right on top of him and got into the back of him.
Yeah, well, here we go. It's going to be a little bit of a rebuild lap here for Katowski. On the third to last lap, here we go. 2 laps to go, 2 sticks in the air, and Tristan Francisco looking to make a move into turn number 1. He's going to get it. Good move there out of Francisco in the number 20. He wants to be the first one to try and go on Bo Wyatt. Katowski didn't fight it all too much. Strayer wanted to go one spot better, but he didn't find a way by. And here we go. The first opportunity for Tristan Francisco is going to have to be a little bit later here, Hunter. Not close enough into turn 7.
Yeah, just not that quite close.
Oh,
That's Dusty Strayer.
Dusty Strayer onto the back of Jack Katowski. And he is falling down the order. Let's have another look at it.
Get through the corner. Dusty just tries to get under Jack Katowski as Jack Katowski was running a little bit high and just kind of right over the right side to left side over the rear tire.
And it's hard to tell as they're passing for the lead on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Francisco and Bo Wyatt are going back and forth, and they're going to drag race with a lap to go. Bo Wyatt's going to drop 2 tires into the grass. He was looking for the inside. Going into turn 15, he didn't get it. Francisco was able to hold on. And with a lap to go, Tristan Francisco has half a second in between himself and Bo Wyatt.
That tiny little bit of contact they made on the exit could have been the decision maker in this race, as Jack Katowski closing on Bo Wyatt. As we get a little replay of it, Tristan's looking over, just trying to take the racing line, and Bo Wyatt's right there, and Bo Wyatt had nowhere to go.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a close one. And Bo Wyatt just dropped 2 tires into the grass. Didn't make too much of a difference, because this is the final lap, and Bo Wyatt's all over the rear bumper of Tristan Francisco. They're working their way into turn number 12. Bo Wyatt looking to set up an over-under. He's on the inside of Francisco into turn 13. Bo Wyatt takes the lead. Katowski is still there with a lap to go, but a decisive move out of Bo Wyatt in a turn 13 puts him into the lead and is going to give him the race win in Cincinnati. It was close a month ago, but today is the day of the 51 for the Bennett team.
What a move out of Bo Wyatt. Tristan was getting down low to block, but Bo Wyatt was able to get that nose under there before Tristan was able to come completely down to get the win away from Tristan Francisco and Jack Katowski.
Bo Wyatt left no doubt at the end of that one. What a move out of Bo to take the win there. And that would hand it, that would move the championship, that would swing the pendulum back the way of Bo Wyatt. He goes in with a 2-point lead over Tristan Francisco, all results provisional. Katowski would be in third, headed into the night fight. But if you want to be in the best spot going into the final round of the year, Bo Wyatt did just that. What a move to close out that race.
Yeah, what a closing to that race. Did that meet your standards, Caleb, coming into this one?
I think it did. There's a look at the Micro Swift standings pre-drop. Bo Wyatt heads into the night fight with 1,059 points. Tristan Francisco 2 behind. Katowski 22 back. Heartbreak again for Trey Sanders. We were excited to see him take the fight to everybody else, and we just missed it there for the 33. Heartbreak, but Bo Wyatt is victorious on Sunday at the Clash at the Club.
Bo Wyatt, what a move you had there on the last lap. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, I was worried I was gonna lose T, and I set up a crossover. Sorry. Hats off to my mechanic, my dad, Bennett, all of them guys, Alejandro, Hobby, Brandon, Enzo. Thanks to my dad, my mom. I really had a good piece, and I thank them a lot.
Great job.
Thank you.
There you guys have it. Bo Wyatt was ready with everybody. That made it possible for him here this weekend. He's the first winner, or second winner, I should say, on the Sunday. What a way to get it done for Bo.
Ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here.
information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Well, Hunter, we thought it was over yesterday, and it isn't. Because Jordan Musser is starting at the rear of the field after G2 yesterday for, again, the width of the rear being just a little bit too narrow. But Rene Martinelli took a gamble, and he cashed out. He's going to start on the pole position on the inside in this main event. There's a look at that final row that is going to have Jordan Musser, Cole Matthewson, another one that we saw racing up at the front. He starts back on row number 8 in 16th. But 18 Pro Masters total. Get ready to take the green flag. Osley Cheek, another one that gambled. Hernando Sanchez as well. They're working their way through. All of them gridded up and ready to take the green flag here from MCC. We keep an eye on the lights. Rusty Ferguson, visors down, points him up. Martinelli and Osley Cheek, lights her out. We're underway in Pro Masters, and the whole shot to Osley Cheek.
Looked like all the drivers got off the line clean as could be. Oh, Jordan Musser, getting word Jordan Musser is out of the race already.
There he is rolling through into turn number 2. But that was a chaotic start for Jordan Musser, who is running in plumb last in this race. A change almost there for third. Matt Machico was looking to go by on Rene Martinelli. But how about the 577? Osley Cheek the third. In the Super Masters division, he leads this main event here. And now moves further back. Scott Presti stuck behind Sanchez at the moment for fourth. He's looking for a way by as they're going side by side. Max Papp is locked in a battle of his own.
Matt Machico able to get around Martinelli through that back section, and he's going to go for the lead of the race right here in turn number 1. He is clear for the lead.
Matt Machico putting on an impressive drive so far, able to get clear. And again, Machico was saying that he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it to the night fight. So this one, if it is the last round that he races on the year, he needs to make it a good one. He needs to cash out with a race victory. The same for Jordan Musser. A conflict for him, doesn't have him at the night fight to close out the year. So he needs to try and make up as many spots as possible to try and clinch the championship right here if he's going to take a drop round of a 0 when we go to the night fight. As they continue to fight here in the midfield, Sanchez there side by side with Osley Cheek, who continues to get shuffled back. And that was a big turnaround there for Osley Cheek, who was running up at the front and then since falling off from the lead of the race. Lost a good number of spots, down to 5th, 4 spots lost. Presti went by, but a big drop off for the 577 factory kart.
Yeah, and Scott Presti still trying to find a way around the 632. You saw him look low on the front straight, just wasn't quite there as the 633.
Cole Matthewson off and into the grass.
That's on that backside of turn 1. Not how you want to end your day when it comes time to the final day. After showing great pace yesterday, being able to stay in the top 4, battling for the podium in one of the heat races, just wasn't there for him today.
And here we go, they're side by side. It's got Presti looking on the inside. He's able to get clear, had to muscle his way by. And he's again through, but he had to work for that one on Sanchez, who did not make it easy for him at all. So now the top 3 has Matt Machico in the number 3 leading this race. Rene Martinelli with TV Kart second, Presti third. You see the speed, that ground shot by our good partners over at GoPro do it justice. Finally do these shifter karts a little bit of justice. As Jordan Musser is around again, turn number 3. He is slowing, and this makes the championship conversation that much more difficult for the number 1 if he wants to take it into 2027. Musser facing the wrong way
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get restarted, but it makes it very, very difficult. If it's true that he's not going to be at the night fight with us, with a conflict at hand for him, and this is what happened, Your Honor.
But side by side, the outside driver just didn't give it up and spun around Jordan Musser right there.
Yeah, Musser there on the inside, on the gears. Like he might have beat him out of the corner, and then yeah, the 672, it looked like got him on the side of him. Just spun him around. Not sure if that was the 672 or the 627 took him out. Nonetheless, though, that is an early end. Here's Rene Martinelli as he runs around in third, looking to close down this gap. That's what it's looked like so far.
Scott Presti, currently our fastest driver on track, but Matt Machiko running almost identical times to Scott Presti. Scott Presti's got to figure something out if he wants to try to reel in Matt Machiko leading this race.
Yeah, it's going to be some work here. Presti there in second, and that will definitely help his argument. That was a 10th, and again with 9 minutes at hand for Scott Presti. The question is if he can keep it up. Could he get there? And again, you got to look back to yesterday as well, Hunter, right? Only a couple drivers opted to go on the slick tires. So these tires are still quite fresh. They only really have the qualifying session on them. Heat 1 was pretty damn the same for heat race number 2. And then the pre-final, obviously, we were underwater. So that being said, Presti can just use up this tire as much as he wants with 8 to go.
Yeah, Presti's got the choice to just put it all on the line. Really drive as hard as you can. If you burn the tires up, you burn them up. It's the last race of the weekend. You don't have to worry about saving your tires anymore throughout the weekend. So Scott Presti just trying to put some more laps together. But that time by, Matt Machiko 3/10 better than Scott Presti.
Yeah, Matt Machiko able to find a little bit more here. And Jordan Musser as well finds the fastest lap of the race, and it shows you, right, that he is almost a sign of life from Jordan Musser that he is still out there with us. He's running in 16th.
He's going into turn 2 as we speak.
Yeah, so the overall championship, he's running 16th. He is running 8th with a DNF from Cole Matthewson. Unfortunately, that was in the grass. Here's a battle with Sanchez and Rene Martinelli. Two of the drivers that were, again, considered and really genius at the end of the pre-final for going on the slicks and for making that gamble. Today, they missed a little bit in the dry in comparison to Machiko and Presti, and they're fighting for the last spot on the podium. This is all in class. This is all in Masters. The first Super Masters would indeed be Osley Cheek, who is still running ahead of John Crow, but that battle also another one to keep an eye on. It is getting quite close in between Crow and Osley Cheek. They're currently running 6th and 7th on the overall standings.
Yeah, that battle is getting really tight. They're only a 10th apart from each other, pretty much the same as the battle for 3rd for our Pro KZ Masters.
Oh, they're going through here. Battle for 3rd as Machiko now crosses the line. And he's going to lose a 10th, but it's still at over 3 seconds what he has for the rest of the field. And here's a look. John Crow starting to close in on the 577. And this is for the lead and for the win in Supermasters.
John Crow qualified P1 as we do have a driver off on the backside of turn 11, but John Crow really had great pace when it came time for qualifying, and he had great pace in the dry. Came to wet, wasn't the best, but Osley Cheek the 3rd, he made the gamble yesterday. It paid off in his favor, but right now John Crow looking at the inside, not quite there quite yet.
And both John Crow and Osley Cheek are battling for the championship in Supermasters as well. And it was Mike Gentry, the driver, that went off there in the back section that you mentioned there, Hunter, as now we have a pass for the podium.
Sanchez able to get clear for third. He goes by the TB car for name Martinelli. So that's a switch in the podium places. But an update on that battle for the championship. John Crow came into the weekend leading in Pro Supermasters with 925 points, 852, and there's another look. Whoa.
A little bit of contact there. It looked like Martinelli was wanting to go on the inside, and Osley cheeked the third, just started to come down, and Martinelli had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was a close one. I believe that was Sanchez just now in that pass, but yeah, goodness, close call there for Martinelli as they were battling. And here's the driver in third. This battle just gets that closer. Osley Cheek to John Crow. The Pro Superman on Tim Hannon currently sits 9 and third here.
And we're going to have a three-way battle for the lead with Tim Hannon starting to close in on this group of two that was battling for the lead. Crow is going to look back here shortly. He's going to see Tim Hannon right behind him, and he's got to get around Osley Cheek third in a matter of time, or he's going to be under fire from Tim Hannon.
So still anybody's game in the Pro Super Masters division to see who can take the win, who can take a swing. Tim Hannon, also the driver who sits third in the championship here for Kartworks.
And he's sitting pretty close to Osley Cheek third as we speak. He is only 1 point back from Osley. Now, they do have a little bit of work to do to get up to John Crow in the point standings, but John Crow still can't seem to find a way around Osley.
Yeah, he's looking. Hasn't found it just yet. And again, in the shifter, it's not the easiest to make moves out here. You really have to put together the perfect lap to get it done. And I think he's trying to now. He's been setting it up for a couple of laps and counting. We'll see if there's enough there for John Crow to go by. Good exit there out of turn 12. Nothing yet.
It kind of looks like Osley taking a little bit of a low line going into turn number 13. Trying to maybe defend a little bit from John Crow as we go back up, further up the field.
Yeah, Rene Martinelli and Hernando Sanchez currently close to each other. Looks like Martinelli right back there looking for a podium finish. Closes in on him, but it's going to open right back up here, Hunter. That was, again, these two have been trading blows as far as lap time goes. It opens and it closes, it opens and it closes. It's now closing again, and it was much better out of turn 12 there for Rene Martinelli. He's going to have a good run up and into turn 12. Nothing for him just yet. But it was a good exit for him there.
A good exit for Martinelli as he's going to try to go down into turn 1 this time. And he's clearing Sanchez with the over-under going into turn 2.
Yeah, they work their way out of turn 2, and Sanchez holds on. And there's a look. He has slowed a little bit late in this race here. And you can see it in the lap time breakdown.
Yeah, he slowed down just that tiny little bit where Martinelli's able to close back into him. But Martinelli made that mistake after Sanchez able to get the over-under in 2. He just made a small mistake, and he's got a little bit of work to do to close back in now.
And there's one driver off. That's an early end to Bat's Day. The 607 is off the racetrack. The Tony Kart not going to be able to conclude this main event. A look at Jordan Musser, though. He is 4 spots gained. Whether or not it will be enough, we'll find out whenever, I guess, we do the calculations at the end of the weekend, Hunter.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before we get to those. If you take a look back at Jordan Musser, a weekend to forget after winning Heat 1, after winning Heat 2, and then going to the pre-final where you thought you would clinch the championship and getting DQ'd for the rear axle just being a little bit too short in overall length and just not the race that he probably would play.
Yeah, definitely not one. This would again worst result of the year. And again, I bet it was a surprise to him. It was a surprise to him as well. And it was a surprise to me to hear about the DQ yesterday, but that's racing sometimes, right? Sometimes it's good to you, sometimes it's not so good.
You know, it's just trying to set up for the wet weather conditions, and when they were working on the kart, it must have made the small mistake of narrowing it up just that tiny bit too much, because you do run a little bit narrower wheels when it comes time to rain racing compared to the dry setup.
Now here we go. This is how they stack up in the battle for the win in Pro Supermaster. Starts to heat up in the battle for third. Also with Rene Martinelli. And Sanchez continues as there was slowing Biagio Caruso in the 627 on the Presti Racing Crop promotion. But here they go, they're working their way through. 2 laps ago as Matt Machiko went around that Magic Kart unmatched so far today. He's put 7 seconds on Scott Presti, and Osley Cheek looks to hold on to swing the championship in his favor at the end of the weekend. It would make it a lot closer before they go to Trackhouse Motorplex at the end of the year.
Yeah, it'd make it a lot closer, but here comes John Crow. Not quite there. He backs out of it, playing it a little bit smart. Doesn't want to make any contact. Just not quite enough space for him to get through there, and Tam Hannon still closing into the battle for the lead as Osley starts to take a little bit of a lower line.
And here goes John Crow into turn 11, looking on the inside. Good move for the win there in Supermasters. John Crow catches Osley Cheek by surprise, and Tim Hannon's gonna go by as well. John Crow caught us by surprise, caught Osley Cheek by surprise. And when you just thought there wasn't a way by, he waited for almost the entire race to do it with 1 lap to go.
Great move out of John Crow. That's where a race was decided here last year at the Pro Tour, with Josh Conker getting his first win in the United States in the Pro Shifter category.
Yeah, that was a great move there out of Crow. He has to hold on from Hannon, but Matt Machiko at the Clash at the Club, nobody has been as good as the number 3. Matt Machiko getting ready to come across the line as the overall winner in Cincinnati. Matt Machiko takes the win over Scott Presti, who comes across to finish second. And whether it was Hernando Sanchez or Rene Martinelli, we're about to find out. Sanchez is gonna hold on the VTM Racing machine. Martinelli, a good fight for 4th. And John Crow, the show continues. What a fight to the line. He finishes first ahead of Tim Hannon and Osley Cheek. What a finish to that one. But Machiko, the number 3 overall winner here on Sunday. What a drive out of Machiko when he needed it most for the championship. Quick commercial break. When we return, more racing action from MCC.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tag?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You gotta make way. Okay, you're good. sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, you don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg, Schmorberg, the Greyhound-powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the f did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You know, I'm really starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my god.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopPayCara.com. At ShopPayCara.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopPayCara.com.
Who is he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
Macron Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macronmotorsports.net.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Paulie Massimino wins the Wisconsin Grand Prix! James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars!
On track or off, Brandon Jarsekrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsekrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsekrakRacing.com.
Hey guys.
KA100 Junior main event getting ready to kick off. 14 minutes plus 2 laps. Marco Samet stole the pole position yesterday in the pre-final. He starts alongside Nico Katowski, Darren Kitt, and Isaac Payne on row number 2 with William Beater and Dominic Moskalenko on row number 3. Murphy, Heeman, Kellen Berghofer, and Kai Park. Your top 5 rows, your top 10 starters. You go back to row number 6 with Andres Salazar, Valentino Santillan, Ben Gleberman, Milo Gibaldi, Oscar Gus Wonderley, Forrest Blair, Alex Kutcher, Keely Saperko, Riley Dobler, Dominic Gaddis, Alex's dad already with a win to his name in the Masters division. Now it's time for Alex to try and work his way through this field. Elefante, Romero, Lewis, Myers, 30, getting ready to take the green flag. KA100 Junior with the BJR lead card of Samet on the inside. TKG Barrel Art on the outside with all of them out of shape in the back. Lights out, we're underway. And a
clean start up front. Everybody get in the front, stays pretty clean as Mark is going to take it to the low side as Heeman way wide in turn number 4.
Homer, it looked like he was trying to rip the high side there, just trying to hold on. But a hectic start off the line for the drivers further back in the field. Never really got going. Green flags are flying, or sorry, green lights are blinking, I should say, as now William Veeder going side by side with Isaac Payne. The two of them going back and forth as Murphy has to work his way through on Moskalenko. And there goes Veeder having to fend off Tristan Murphy. And up front, Katowski is in second, Darren Kidd in third, and Marco Samet, your leader, as they're side by side. Moskalenko, Homer Heeman. Heeman's not going to be given any room on the outside, drops a tire. He's going to lose a couple in the process.
Yeah, Heeman just not having a good start to this race, losing a couple of spots to these drivers as he went wide and 4, and then Moskalenko just sending up the inside going into turn number 14 onto the front straight. We do have a 3-kart breakaway up front, though, between Samet, Katowski, and Darren Kidd.
Darren Kidd, again, up and down day for him yesterday, it must be said. There was, again, heat 1, a disaster where he found himself in the wall. But since has tried to recover. A couple of drivers already making significant moves as there's a significant one out of Holden Myers on the inside of turn 11. He's going to get clear, and then Ben Gleberman looking to go as well. He's going to get through on Moskalenko. Heeman now the driver behind him. Oscar Gus Wonderley in the Bennick. He's 14th, trying to race his way into the top 10.
Just not a it's been pretty calm up front, but this midfield, you just continue to see moves. Like you take a look at our ground cam with our GoPro.
Yeah, that was, again, a crazy start, and there's a lot to kind of take a look back to as well in this race. There's a look at the start. Everybody else further back just bound up, and it was 3 or 4 collected that weren't even able to get going.
Yeah, that outside row in the rear, one of the drivers kind of got sideways and the rest of the drivers got hooked onto him and they had nowhere to go. Not how you want to start your final, but we did have a move up front. Katowski to the lead, Darren Kidd into second. Marco Samet falls back to third, and now we have a group of 3 with Isaac Payne, Tristan Murphy, and Callan Berghofer starting to try to work their way back up to the leaders.
Yeah, Berghofer was fast out at the Queen City Gambit, where he put himself in contention for a race win potentially. He's, again, now since taking over second in the championship with Travis Pettit, a no-show this weekend. Berghofer putting together a pretty good drive, but it would increase Katowski's lead, and it would put it at 148 points. Granted, anything can happen when we go to Trackhouse Motorplex at the end of the year, Hunter, but Callan having an impressive race thus far, with Tristan Murphy the next one up for him. Murphy as well has had to work his way through early on in this one. Fastest lap of the race, he's already up 2 spots from where he started.
Yeah, great drive out of Tristan Murphy. He showed great pace yesterday in the OKN package and great pace in this KA100 Junior package. But Darren Kidd and Nico Katowski, they're starting to pull away from Marco Samet, just kind of similar how they did yesterday in the pre-final. But Marco Samet played it smart and was able to come away with the win.
Yeah, Marco Samet, again, we talked about it yesterday, right? It seemed like Katowski was just able to be that little bit better. The same for Kidd, and even Tristan Murphy when he found himself up there throughout a couple of the races that they were out on track for. And then Samet, when the opportunity presented itself, he didn't think about it twice. He was able to go by, able to make moves when it mattered. After Murphy and Katowski got together, now it's just a matter of if it's ever going to come in for him. A long time to go here, Hunter. 9 minutes. That's still that's the length of their pre-final. That's what it was yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of racing left to do, and Marco Samet working on the needles on the carburetor. We saw him do it going down into turn number 12, doing it again on the front straight. There must be something going on with that 875 BGR LN go-kart.
Maybe just making some adjustments mid-race as well, right? He's and probably thought it's time. It's starting to kind of fine-tune now that he has a good read in the dry. Conditions, again, a lot different than what we saw yesterday. Yeah, it was in the wet, but now that you have a good reference, what do you need to go that little bit better towards the end of this one? He's going to need to find it soon, though, or else he's going to lose another one, because Tristan Murphy has looked very good lap after lap. And in turn 13, Tristan Murphy is not going to think twice about it. He's going to go through for third. And Samet falls back to fourth with teammate Callan Berghofer incoming.
Yeah, Tristan Murphy didn't even give a chance to Marco Samet to try to lead them back up to Darren Kidd and Katowski. He got to Marco Samet's rear bumper and made the move instantly as Darren Kidd up the inside on Nico Katowski.
Yeah, Darren Kidd, turn number 2, able to get the move. And now he's going to put it to the bottom into turn number 4. This is going to help Berghofer. It's going to help Samet as well. And it's going to throw a wrench at things. A lot different than what we were expecting to see. Darren Kidd pass it immediately. Went on the defensive. We'll see what he does up to turn number 12. Katowski doesn't want to raid around. They're side by side on the back straightaway. Katowski to the bottom. Murphy going to push him on through. And Darren Kidd, I think just a matter of wanting to defend a little bit too early, and his competitors, right, getting frustrated. He's going to lose another one. 3 spots lost for Darren Kidd.
And Katowski getting a good launch out of turn number 14. Gives himself a bit of a gap to Tristan Murphy.
And here we go, Callan Berghofer finally looking for one in turn number 2. He's going to get it. He's going to put himself up to 4th. Good move there by Callan, and there goes Marco Samet. Going into turn 4, clear for Marco. And now he's gonna ask for the push to get himself up to Nico Katowski. But it all changes, right? It all shuffles, and it's a matter of making the right decision at the right time, Hunter.
Yeah, you are correct, Caleb. And that little bit of fine-tuning that Marco Samet did on that carburetor must have worked, because he is coming back to life and he is closing back into Nico Katowski like it's nothing right now with the help of Tristan Murphy.
Yeah, he's matched them since the adjustment. Granted, they were fighting a lap ago. We'll see what it's like this time by, as they were still making moves, but it's a personal best for him. He improves. 58.8 for Marco Samet. And that would be, again, a breakdown to keep an eye on here as they're 8 laps in, as Berghofer looking to go by on Tristan Murphy, who gets muscled out of the way. Berghofer gets clear for 3rd. But yeah, throughout this race, Marco Samet, you can see it visibly, right? Continuing to improve lap after lap after lap, and it was just fine-tuning, that little bit of fine-tuning. What are you missing? Turning the dials a little bit, getting through. And Berghofer feeling like he's got a little bit more. Samet gonna allow his teammate to get through. And nice enough for Murphy to not go back on Marco Samet, because that would have been the perfect opportunity to go.
That would have been. But one thing, Callan Berghofer, he was one of the drivers that was out here testing for this race a week earlier out here at the MCC Pro-Am with James Overbeck Driver Academy. And it seems he's starting to come to life. We haven't really talked to him about too much. He's been on like the edge of the top 10, sitting around 8th-ish range, but he's really coming to life this race.
I mean, if you look back to the Queen City Gambit, he was on for a race win, which would have been his career best result. He was close to it, but in the end, in the KA 100 Junior main event, he just wasn't able to quite get it done. As now Tristan Murphy looking on the inside. He's able to get clear. A 3rd place and a 9th place on the year for Callan Berghofer. Still looking for the first national win in the junior ranks. And this year he's looked, I think, as good as ever. He's given himself another opportunity with 4 minutes to go. Callan Berghofer's right there in 2nd behind Nico Katowski. Just has to Again, not minimize mistakes, I should say. It's got to be almost perfect. Katowski, again, we talked about it with Jack. We talked about it with Nico and on how fast he's been in K Junior. They are very, very comfortable. Wow, Berghofer was here racing at the Pro-Am. Nico Katowski was too, but it was in K Senior. And he won the race. He won the race in the senior ranks at the Pro-Am on July 4th weekend, last weekend. So now he is looking to hold on to it here. Berghofer wanted to go in at 13. Not quite there. He thought about it and then kind of backed out, which has brought Tristan Murphy onto his rear bumper.
Yeah, Berghofer just wasn't quite close enough. But here's one thing I've noticed over the last 2 laps is a difference in line between Berghofer and Nico Katowski. Going into that turn number 2, Berghofer, a little bit of a later apex compared to Nico, and Nico gains on entry, but Berghofer right back on the rear bumper when we get to the exit.
Yeah, that was a very good point. Turn number 2 specifically was where that was notable. And I want to go back to that moment for Callan Berghofer as well. Moments like that are where you have to be decisive in making moves, right? If you're going in with the, you know, oh, I don't know, I kind of want to go, you know, think better of it, you got to go. You got to be decisive in the way that you make these moves. Rattle Nico Katowski a little bit, right? How many times has he been in this scenario uncontested, unchallenged? Provide something different. Put him on his toes, right? Keep his head on a swivel. But here's a look at the live standings in the K100 Junior Championship. Berghofer with an opportunity to, again, make an argument for his first national title as he looks on the inside of turn number 1. And that one was decisive, right? More moves like that out of the 826 are what's going to propel him to the front. And you see it already in the lead. Katowski saw it, and the respect is shown there as well out of the 892.
Yeah, Katowski knew that Callan was able to push him, stay on his rear bumper pretty much that whole entire time. Berghofer's behind him. Katowski's smart, now sending it right back instantly. Gonna see if they can try to pull away with just the 2 of them as Tristan Murphy closed back up with the move that Berghofer did make.
Katowski, we've seen him be patient before. This might be another one of those. Is Darren Kidd looking to go on Tristan Murphy. He's gonna lose the group time. Looking on the inside of turn 13, and it didn't work. He's gonna slot back, and it's gonna benefit Marco Samet though, who gets clear for 4th.
Yeah, Marco able to take advantage out of the move that Darren Kidd tried to make. Just not really too much going on in this front group. You see some passes trying to get them made, but it seems pretty calm up here. Not a lot of passing going on. It's very settled, and if they do make passes, it's not like they're losing a bunch of time to the drivers behind them.
Well, I think they can start to see the time, start to see the laps and how they're stacking up. Here's a look at the edge of the top 10 with Isaac Payne, William Veeder, Homer Heeman, and Ben Gleberman. A couple of drivers from Ohio that call this place their home track. Greggy is one of those. Homer was a lot of his time here racing and driving, and it's showing this weekend right here at the Star Championship Series. Top 10 pace. And what's really his backyard as well is now a pass here further back and a pass up front. It's all changed. Callan Berghofer back to the front. Tristan Murphy through, and Nico Katowski, sorry, I should say Berghofer stays in the front. Katowski gets passed by Tristan Murphy for 2nd.
Look at that damage on the front bumper of Tristan Murphy. It doesn't look pushed in, but there's a giant dent in the center of that front bumper.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest of starts for Murphy, who's gonna go by into turn 11, catches Berghofer by surprise. Good move there by Murphy. Now inside for Marco Samet. He's gonna think better of it. Berghofer's wide into 12. He's gonna get passed by all of them. He falls down to 5th. He's still in line. But a big moment there for Berghofer on the exit of 12. Lost him a good chunk of time. 2 laps to go. Tristan Murphy leads as Samet looks on the high side. Oh! Katowski around in front of the field, looking to make a move. He's gonna get spun, and Darren Kidd is gonna go back to the lead. Murphy to 2nd, Sammet to third. And Sammet, as Murphy went down low to defend, Sammet followed him through and gave him a shove. Berghofer still there in fourth.
Drama unfolding at 2 to go. Person has pretty much swept the weekend in this category out early as we go back and look at a replay.
Well, here's a look. Murphy goes down low to defend, and then Katowski tries to set up a crossover, gets into the left rear. And Marco Sammet, let's have a Marco there.
Marco had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go for Marco Sammet. They're all checking up. And he just hits Katowski on the left rear of the bumper and spins Katowski around, but there was nowhere for any of them to go. As now Murphy, carbon copy of what we saw earlier. Darren Kidd's gonna leave the inside open. There goes Murphy for the lead. Marco Sammet a second. Callan Berghofer through for third. Kidd's gonna fall back to fourth.
Now this is what you like to see if you're the BGR camp. BGR is sitting 2 and 3. Teamwork could play the decider in this race to get the win away.
Yeah, here we go, Tristan Murphy. Again, we'll have to see if that front bumper is fully punched in. But with half a lap to go, Berghofer looking to go on his teammate on the inside, gets into the back of him. Sammet is clear on Tristan Murphy. Sammet to the bottom. He's gonna hold on to the lead with 2 laps to go. Murphy in line. Kidd in third, Berghofer in fourth. And Marco Sammet, could he hold on? Murphy's gotta run. On the inside, has to back out of it. Here comes Darren Kidd, they're side by side. Can Marco Sammet hold on to the line? Darren Kidd's gonna steal it. A drag race. And the Holtz DD machine to the line is gonna steal the win from Callan Berghofer and Marco Sammet, who gets beat in a race to remember here in KA Junior.
What a ending. Callan Berghofer giving Darren Kidd that extra push he needed to get by Marco Sammet and Nico Katowski, or not Nico, Tristan Murphy on that last lap going to the line. What a race.
Yeah, and the finish, a lot happened in that last lap, Hunter. Turn 11. There was a big moment there. And here's a look at the Coastal Link recap. It all started right here in the beginning of the race. Everybody bound up. 3 drivers pretty much out of the picture early on. Here's a move out of Murphy in a turn 11. Katowski goes through. This is the moment for Callan Berghofer where he just goes wide, right? Gets on the brakes there. The heartbreak for Katowski, where they all check up. Nowhere for Katowski to go. And then right here inside, this is where Murphy takes the lead. And then turn 11 into the back of Marco Sammet slightly for Berghofer. And the run of the line, Berghofer is going to push Darren Kidd past his teammate for the race win. And look at what it means as well for Darren Kidd. Taking a national race win here at the Clash at the Club.
Hey, did you push me?
Darren Kidd, still soaking it all in. What a weekend it was for you. I mean, I couldn't even imagine the way that you feel right now. That race for you was something crazy. I mean, can you just try to describe to me how it feels right now?
It's the best feeling I've ever had. I've never won a national race. This is actually my first national podium. I don't even know. I don't know what to say. I mean, beginning of the weekend, Heat 1, I was caught in a crash, and I finished last. And then the second heat, I was doing good, and I got a pretty good starting position in the final, and I was able to make it up. And thanks to Callan to pushing me across the line. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have won. And I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank Josh Holtz. I'd like to thank OTK and all of my friends, and of course my dad. So that's all I gotta say. I can't say anymore.
Well, I think you've said it all, so I'll let you celebrate. There's a bunch of people back here that are waiting to celebrate with you, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Look at the smile on Darren Kidd's face, right? A long time coming, and a weekend of ups and downs, an emotional roller coaster for Darren Kidd in the early on.
until the end. What a story. What a story. And how about Hodes TD as well, right? When we're so used to talking about all these junior programs, Hodes Driver Development showing they're here to fight for race wins as well. But here's a look, another driver with an up and down weekend that ended on a high yesterday. Aiden Go getting ready to lead this field to the green flag with Samuel Shavery on his outside. Flores and Stoffel, Howard and Harrell, Westbrook and Sears, Francisco and Tavares. Just at 19 drivers total. Swift Stars is green from Cincinnati.
And a clean start up front. Shavery taking the lead from Aiden Go early on, taking the low line through turn number 4. Dutch Westbrook right in the background. He is currently our points leader coming into today.
Here we go, moves already up front. Shavery on Go, who's gonna go right back into the S's. Before turn 9, he's gonna get himself clear. And now Slade Harrell is the driver who sits in third. But Aiden Go gonna put them all to the bottom. He's gonna take him to the low side. Shavery follows, Harrell, so does Stoffel, and Flores was the only one to try and set up a crossover. He goes Harrell looking on the inside of Samuel Shavery. He's not gonna get it. He might lose one in the process with Stoffel, who was looking to set up a run, but it didn't work out for him.
You have to take a look back to yesterday's pre-final. They started battling for P2, let Aiden Go get away, and never were able to catch back up to him. And they're doing that early on in this race. Aiden Go already out front by a good margin.
Yeah, and how about Dutch Westbrook? He's already made a good number of moves on this opening lap, up 1, or I should say up 2, after getting swallowed at the start. But they're side by side for third. Boys got to be careful with how much they want to fight. Flores trying to get in line, as there goes Westbrook looking on the inside. He's going to get clear. Shavery looking to cross him up. Nobody playing nice with each other to start this one off here, Hunter.
Yeah, no one is playing nice. They all want to get to the front, especially Dutch Westbrook. He knows he's had the pace this weekend, just not the luck on his side. He's always been up front as Marcelo Flores up the inside of Hudson Howard going in turn number 13.
Yeah, good move out of Flores, and Howard is going to respond right back into turn 14. And how about Dutch Westbrook is going to take advantage of both of them? He's going to go through on Marcelo Flores, and now he's right behind Hudson Howard. Is it going to be into turn number 1? It's not, as Blackwood goes side by side there. Wasn't wanting to give it up. And he's gonna have to, and he's still holding on to it around the outside tunnel. Blackwood finally gonna have to make way on Dalton Sears, who's able to get through. Flores looking on the inside of Westbrook. A move there in a 4. And then Stoffel looking to go. Shavery right there. Liam Francisco. We've called about 20 passes in this race. Shavery goes back by. Francisco looking to get clear on his teammate in Stoffel. He was even looking to go on Shavery. He's not going to go through. Now they're stuck with Tavares. Francisco goes wide. Tavares is going to set up a crossover. I got to catch my breath here. There's so much action in Swift Stars. But while it is interesting to watch, they've let Slade Harrell and Aiden Go get away.
They definitely have let those two get away. Slate Harrell slowly reeling Aiden Go in with the help of the draft. Now Marcelo Flores and Hudson Howard have calmed down a little bit. They're starting to push. They know they need to start pushing and catch back up to the leaders if they want a chance to win this race.
And now it looks like finally they're being a little bit patient for now at least. We'll see if it stays that way as they work their way up and into turn number 4. Here's a look at the second group. Brody Stoffel with Tavares and then Dalton Sears. But Stoffel's falling back to 8th. Really up and down as far as pace goes for Stoffel. And again, I don't know if he just hasn't caught a break, but he's back in 8th regardless. Now Harrell and Aiden Go are bumper to bumper, nose to tail, and Harrell's gonna do the smart thing and push. Here's a look at the live standings here, Hunter.
Dutch Westbrook currently sitting in the lead with the points. Stoffel right behind him with 32 back. Hudson Howard 39. Aiden Go 42 points back. This has been a big swing for Aiden Go in the points for this weekend.
Yeah, big swing for Aiden. He's, again, starting to make an argument for himself in this one as Westbrook is with Chavarri and Liam Francisco. And Francisco thought about it. Chavarri's gonna go. Turn number 4. He's clear on Westbrook. So now everybody kind of finding pushing partners at this point here, Hunter. You got Flores with Howard, Westbrook with Chavarri, and he's gonna say thank you very much for going by. Now it's my turn. He's gonna get back through on Sam after getting past just earlier this lap.
And you see Brody Stoffel starting to come back to life. His teammate, Liam Francisco, going to the inside of Samuel Chavarri. Brody Stoffel following him through. And one more trying, not gonna get it through there.
Yeah, stuck on the outside. Dalton Sears, Tavares going side by side is now Slade Harrell. Gonna stagger himself here just a little bit as they work their way up and into turn number 2. Francisco looking on the inside. Stoffel looking to go by as well. He's not gonna get by. That's gonna allow Westbrook to try and get clear there.
Westbrook getting back in front of his championship rival right now as they're going to go side by side. Dutch Westbrook up another spot past Liam Francisco.
And now side by side Chavarri looking on the inside. Dalton Sears through Tavares, Blackwood. All in the mix here outside of the top 5. Howard and Flores are gone. Go and Harrell are absolutely gone from this field. This is, again, been a race where they kind of decided it early. But here's a look at how the day has changed. 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and the track temperature continuing to rise here, Hunter, 98 degrees with 79% humidity.
Yeah, the track temp just keeps going up as these go-karts keep laying down more and more rubber as Liam Francisco right back on Dutch Westbrook going into turn number 1.
Yeah, there you go. Good move out of Liam to go by on Dutch. And another one there out of Chavarri in turn 4 to get himself through.
This group back here just can't decide who to lead to try to get back up to Hudson Howard and Marcellus Flores, but Marcellus Flores and Hudson Howard have started to pick up the pace. They were 3/10 faster than your 2 leaders of Aiden Go and Slate Harrell last time by with 6 minutes, basically 7 minutes left. They still have a chance to get back up to that leader.
They still just have to keep pushing. And 3/10, like you mentioned, is a big margin to make up as Blackwood goes by, had some help from Tavares to get through on Dalton Sears. As Brody Stoffel points forward to his competitors behind him. As they're letting Dutch and Liam get away here.
Yeah, Dutch and Liam just starting to pull away. And finally, it looks like they're starting to calm down a little bit as Brody Stoffel a little bit sideways on entry, just carrying a little bit too much speed going in. But Dutch Westbrook, he's still right in their eyes. They can see him. They're closing into him right now. Brody just needs to be smart here and try to start pushing to get back up to Liam Francisco.
Yeah, you're going to have to work with whoever's in front here because they all continue to go back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. It's really hurting them more than anything. You see it in the gaps, letting Liam run away. And up front, Aiden Go. It's been a while for him. And he's looking to get himself on victory lane here at MCC. As now Stoffel's going to respond on Dutch Westbrook. Going to point him forward. And now Blackwood's going to go by on Dalton Sears. And Leonardo Tavares is side by side with him. He's going to slot back into line. There's a look, the lap time breakdown for Hudson Howard and Marcelo Flores as they've looked to close down the gap.
They've closed it down a little bit with the laps 6 and 7, but this last time by, not really making up any ground on your 2 leaders. But Hudson Howard did make the move on Marcelo Flores last time by to start leading this group of 2. Marcelo Flores was leading it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was. It's now Slade Harrell and Aiden Go backing onto each other as Hudson Howard and Flores still that little bit better. It wasn't much a lap ago, but it does look like they are closing here. Howard looking to help his teammate in Slade Harrell
here to keep it a 2-horse race for the MPG Motorsports Jay Howard machines.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it within the tent, but Hudson Howard's starting to pull away from the other Paralympic of Marcelo Flores. Aiden Go still running really consistent lap times up front, not really getting any pushing help from Slate Harrell as we go. He gets a couple pushes here and there, mainly on those longer straightaways, but through these corners, Aiden's just kind of able to maintain the gap between him and Slate Harrell, but you can see Hudson Howard starting to push, and you can see him closing in.
Yeah, they're starting to try and reel in the front two leaders. Look at this pack right here, still fighting. Blackwood, Chavarri, Sears, and Tavares. Dalton Sears is going to get off the racetrack. 2 tires into the dirt, able to keep going. Well, that was an off for sure out of Sears. You look at Slate Harrell on his laps, and it's really been up and down for Slate.
It's been up and down, pretty consistent though. 102.6s, 102.7, back and forth. That last lap was the worst at a 102.8. Aiden Go still leading, and Hudson Howard, he is really closing in. You can start to see he's only 3 to 4 car lengths back now. That gap has gone from 1.5 seconds down to 0.8 now.
Yeah, he's also, again, left Marcelo Flores, but Hudson is looking pretty good here. Just under 3 minutes to go for him. He's got a shot at it because he continues to get better and better. He was half a second better than Slate Harrell a lap ago. It was an off lap for Harrell. Just, again, one lap is really good. The other, he loses time, and Howard's shown a little bit more consistency at this stage of the race. Same for Aiden Go.
And finally, Marcelo Flores still going backwards. For a second, I thought I saw him get the purple lap the last time by, but that was on lap 6. We are way past lap 6 now. We're currently on lap number 12, and Hudson Howard is right on the back bumper of Slate Harrell now. You see it just continuing to get smaller and smaller. Slate Harrell's starting to get back into it and getting back onto the bumper of Aiden Go.
Yeah, Marcelo Flores last time around a 103.1. His fastest was on lap number 6, and it was a 102.3. That's, again, one of the best that we've seen so far this race. But that was it. That was the peak for him. Hasn't quite had it late in this one. But here we go with 1.5 minutes to go. Hudson Howard now into second. And Harrell looks over the shoulder. He knows it. Sees his teammates right behind him. And they're going to work their way into turn number 2. Here they go. Hudson Howard looking on the inside of Slate Harrell. He's going to get by.
You know, Slate Harrell takes that look back, sees Hudson Howard right there. That should be the key teller for you, for Slate Harrell. He needs to make the move. He has a teammate now. He's able to get in the front, and you know Hudson Howard is going to try to follow him through and make it 1-2 MPG.
Yeah, and that was a screamer last time around for Hudson Howard, a 102.0. Fastest lap of the race. Half a second better than Aiden Go. He was 0.4 better than his teammate Slate Harrell's best lap of this race. There is serious pace in that MPG Motorsports Kart Republic liveried with a Jay Howard white and blue sticker kit is now out of the exit. Hudson Howard just had a nose low on Aiden Go. Wasn't able to get there, but they worked their way into turn number 2 now. Fly by the front stretch. Hudson Howard, 2 laps in a row, 2 moves in a row, goes on the inside. Hudson Howard to the lead.
Hudson Howard to the lead at perfect timing. Next time by will be 2 to go. He's got the point of this race. He's already starting to defend.
And now he's going to take it to the bottom. Hudson Howard is defending from Aiden Go. It's 2 laps to go next time around. Aiden Go back to the inside into turn 7. Aiden is clear. Harrell sitting patiently in third. And Marcelo Flores needs more. Needs way more fighting for him to get himself back into it. Goes to the bottom.
Go straight to the bottom, back up to the high side. Just that little bit to set up for this long sweeping left-hander of turn number 12, single file through the tight sections of 13 and 14 onto the front straight. He's got a little bit of gap now. He's got about 2 kart lengths, a kart length and a half coming to 2 to go.
2 laps to go. Slade Harrell points to his teammate as Aiden Go goes low. And now Howard looks to set up a crossover into turn number 2. Aiden's going to close the door. Howard can't find a way by. He's looking for it now into turn 3. Nothing there. Aiden again goes low. Howard to the middle. Slade to the high side. Nothing just yet. Aiden passed right here a lap ago. Does Howard have a response? Aiden to the bottom. Hudson looking to set up a crossover. Nothing. Aiden goes defending perfectly here, making that parallel as wide as possible. Now into turn 11. Hudson Howard looking to catch him by surprise. Not deep enough.
Aiden Go is putting this go-kart wherever it needs to be right now, keeping it down low on the exit of these corners, making sure there's no gap for Hudson Howard to make a move. A little bit of contact going into turn number 13. One more lap to go. When we get to the line, Aiden Go has not put a foot wrong yet this race. He's got one more lap to do it.
And all of a sudden, it's looking possible for Marcelo Flores. Aiden's down low into the bottom. He's not low enough. Howard just looked to put a nose in there, and he couldn't. Struggling to find a way by for the 149. Harold to the high side. Aiden defends again. He's doing a great job here, Hunter. Aiden is making it almost impossible to get around him.
Yeah, he's making it really impossible. Pretty much to the point where Hudson Howard's just following Aiden Go. He's almost trying to defend from his teammate Slate Harrell now. He's tried so many times to get around Aiden Go these last 2 laps. He just hasn't been there. As a little bit of contact between the 2 teammates, and Hudson Howard going down low to block from his teammate. This race is going in the favor of Aiden Go.
Yeah, Slade just kind of got into the back of Hudson Howard. The 2 of them are going to fight. Harrell to the bottom. Howard to the outside. He's going to end up in 3rd, but Aiden Go qualified last on Friday, and on Sunday, he's going to take the win at the Clash at the Club. What a drive for Aiden Go.
Spectacular weekend for Aiden Go, starting on the wrong foot, qualifying dead last, coming through the field in both heat races, getting the win in the pre-final, and getting the win in this final over Slate Harrell and Hudson Howard. Marcelo Flores in P4 with Liam Francisco rounding out your top 5.
Aiden Go defended flawlessly to the end to come out on top. What a way to recover. What a way to bounce back. Aiden Go. Tip of the cap to the 197. It's a great drive in an overall weekend, one of the best that I think I've seen. Great drive out of Aiden. Slade Harrell as well to come across the line in 2nd, a podium for himself. And here's a look at how we got here, Hunter.
Yeah, good start for Samuel Chavarie to take the early lead over Aiden Go, but it didn't last too long. There's a move from Marcelo Flores on Hudson Howard, and they're going to go back and forth through the tighter section, over, under, back and forth.
Yeah, so many moves went on Howard. He had, again, almost half a second of pace above the 2 drivers that he was closing in on. The fact that he was even there was crazy to think of. But Aiden Go, you can call him a brick wall. Nothing got by him. And the double checkers went the way of the Paralyn.
Hey guys, I'm Chris G. I'm Kart Chaser's driver fitness coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to strengthen your shoulders for more endurance and better stability in the kart. Here we go. Okay, so exercise number 1 is the front rope pull-through cable raises. Okay, now this is the upright cable row. What you are doing here is you're picking a straight bar, as you see, and we're working the side areas of our shoulders, the medial. Exercise number 3, the dumbbell shrugs. As you guys can tell, I like to pause at the top before releasing. It's great for your strength, for that wheel stability. It's great for those shoulders and that upper back area. Chris G coaching, race-ready training that carries into real life. That's what we do here. See you on the next one.
KA Stars. It's time to go racing. 40 drivers total, and they're led to the green by the winner the last time out, the king of the castle, Austin Olds on the MPG Motorsports Kart Republic. Gets ready to lead James Overbeck to the green flag. They both start on row number 1. Henry Wheeler and Finnegan Bailiff racing in his backyard. It's been quite a while since he's taken a visit to Victory Lane. He starts on row number 2. Lloyd, Harrower, Malquit, McKeithen came into the weekend second in the championship, finds himself on row number 4 with Jared Clark and Anthony Rivera. Top 5 rows, top 10 starters. Keep an eye on Alan Isambard starting on row number 6. This will be one of the races to watch. 40 drivers, 1 winner as they work their way into the tram lines. Olds on the inside, Overbeck on the outside. KA Stars is underway from Cincinnati.
And a good start up front. Henry Wheeler off. As I was just saying that, Henry Wheeler drops the tire into the mud. He's able to slot back into P6, it looks like. Trying to get by Colin with P5.
And Jared Clark gets popped up into the air. Jared Clark, big moment there as they were going through turn number 5, gets popped up in the air. And it sent him barreling down the order, but he's right there. Edgar Rodriguez just got by him. He's right ahead of Aiden Lorenko. Big moment there for Clark as now they're passing up at the front. James Overbeck, Finnegan Bailiff looking to go by on Austin Olds. Overbeck's clear. Olds stuck on the outside, looking to outbreak Chris Harrower to take the inside into 14. Harrower's not going to let him by. Olds is going to take it. Austin Olds is around in front of the field. Turn 14. Austin Olds is around. Harrower got collected in the process.
That's not what you want to see. Chris Harrower just gave Austin Olds no room on the inside, sent him up over the curb, and then that sent Austin right up into Chris Harrower.
And there goes side by side further back. Henry Wheeler also got swallowed at the start. He dropped the tire, and up at the front, 2 drivers local here to Cincinnati, Ohio, are leading. Wheeler, Ferris, Rivera, and more just stuck in the middle. Here's another look at it, Hunter.
Yeah, Austin tried to hold the outside, goes up on over the curb, just sent right up over Chris Harrower. Nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, there wasn't much room on the inside there. Austin trying to hold on to the outside, then turning into the inside of turn 14. He could have fit it through. It was close, but nobody wanted to give. And something had to at some point, right? Both of them sent down the order as McKeithen out of the final corner is going to drop a tire. And Alan Isambard already ahead of McKeithen here.
Alan Isambard already up 7 on the back of the rear bumper of Isaac Malquit. And then he goes up the inside of Isaac Malquit in turn number 2. Moving up another one. He is now up 8 spots into P4.
Yeah, look at that front bumper though. Looks like it's just a little bit that it's crushed in. Looks like it's still fully connected, I believe, Your Honor. I don't know.
It doesn't look like it's vibrating too much. It just looks like it's got that small little dent in the middle of it from a little bit of contact on the opening couple laps. And now we're back to Jared Clark, and here goes Alan Isambard. He's into P3 already.
Yeah, he's picking them off one by one here. Able to go by on Colin Lloyd. And Isaac Malcolm is one wanted to follow. Fortunate for Little Sizzle, he couldn't find a way by, but up at the front, Finnegan Bailiff talked to Grace yesterday and said that they needed to minimize mistakes because Wheeler and Overbeck weren't going to make them. He needed to be perfect. And it looks like he's really found it on the Burrell Art here this weekend. Obviously, the shifter package, it's proved itself time and time again. The single speed, Ramos has made that thing look really good. Bailiff has struggled a little bit more to kind of adjust after making the switch over from Kart Republic 2 years ago. And here, it looks like this is the best that Bailiff's been in the time that TKG's been with the Red Army.
You are correct on that, Caleb. Finnegan Bailiff, we've seen him on the edge of the top 10, just inside the top 10 sometimes, but this performance he's having this weekend, this is by far the best he's had since he's joined that Red Army on the Burrell Art, as Malquit finally getting by Colin Lloyd.
There you go, a little mistake out of Bailiff. He's gonna drop a tire in the dirt as Malquit threw on Lloyd. Now Wheeler gets himself in a line. And there's a good look as Henry Wheeler on Colin Lloyd, turn number 2. Henry Wheeler gets clear for 4th.
And Henry Wheeler currently has the fastest lap of the race, chasing down Isaac Malquit, someone that he knows really well. They've raced together on the CKNA side of things in Briggs, and he's also helped Little Sizzle when they were on the Red Army together, but now they're both on OTKs.
Yeah, both of them a little different look for them both. Henry Wheeler, just a smaller operation for him with Ian Quinn, only 3 drivers under their tent, something small, privateer-like, if you will, and Isaac Malquit, Mike Doty Racing, like he's been all year long. But Wheeler, again, after a rough start, finally starting to turn it up. He was down 3 spots from where he started this race after kicking off in 3rd, as I think, I don't know if that was Austin Olds with another issue in the back. It certainly looked like a Kart Republic. I was back there. We had problems, Maggie Webster, and a couple more. Something did happen back there. Blade Fountain had an issue. Simpson, Blum, Mercer, Zacuzilo, Antonson. No, nothing, I guess.
No, I think Austin Owens is still trying to come back through the field after the incident he was involved in. He's got a long road ahead of him. He's already made up a couple spots. He's up to 34th.
34th, yeah.
But it's a long road ahead.
Here we go, not a good sign for Finn. Bailiff is gonna get swallowed by 2 of them. Isambard gets clear. Malquit goes by. Here goes Henry Wheeler. 3 spots in the matter of 2, really 3 corners for Finnegan Bailiff. It was fast to fire off and has since struggled just now. But James Overbeck with a great gap up front. More of them starting to join the party here. Isambard looking to close on in, and that's a lap time breakdown. That's how much better Isambard's been for the last couple laps.
Yeah, Isambard's just been really consistent, running 2 58.6s in that 58.4 on lap 5, closing up to Finnegan Bailiff. But he's got some good people behind him who are gonna help him get up to James Overbeck between Isaac Malquit and Henry Wheeler. But the question is Isaac Malquit and Henry Wheeler gonna be patient, or are they gonna try to go on Alan Isambard themselves? As of now, no moves being made between the 3 of them. But here we go, a little sizzle down the inside. He's clear of Alan Isambard. Henry Wheeler trying, not quite there. He's gonna try for a crossover right here. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, Isaac Malquit now in 2nd. Isambard 3rd. And Wheeler with the look down low. It's not gonna be there for him. There were a couple of drivers at the start of this race, Hunter, that were misplaced. Daniel Perez was one of those. And he has stayed put. Made up moves, but it's only up to 21st for him at the moment. With, again, some spots gained, but not as many as Lucas Szabo with 14 gained so far. And then neither of them, not as many as Landon Boer, who's up 16 spots in this main event.
Yeah, it's not the start that probably Daniel Perez would have wanted. We talked to him this morning. He said he was confident in his passing ability going into this race, just not making up near spots as some of the other drivers are. But Henry Wheeler and Isaac Malquit are both around Alan Isambard now, and it's time to put their heads down and try to reel in James Overbeck before it's too late.
Yeah, it is Isambard as well. He's up 9 spots from where he started. Now it's going to be 8 to move out of Henry Wheeler. This one continuing to change. Hamill's up 6. Perez is up 9. Harrower, Olds down 31 as he's made up another 2 spots buried in this field. And again, it was looking promising to put on the championship fight going into the night fight. He missed round number 1, but the first round that he did was at the King of the Castle, and then you take a win. Just kind of heartbreak for Austin Olds there, as they're all single file. Finnegan Bailiff, while he was missing a little bit in comparison to James Overbeck when they were 1 and 2, it is now looking better behind this group of 3 that could very quickly turn into a group of 5 with Colin Lloyd not too far behind him.
And Colin Lloyd not too far behind. It's just not the way you wanted to see things go for the 954 of Austin Olds. Finnegan Bailiff, though, picking it back up. He just set purple time last time by at a 58.305.
Well, if you thought Finnegan Bailiff was done, if you thought he was a sitting duck at the start of this race whenever James Overbeck put a gap on him, you were wrong. He was just getting fired off. He's just now coming to life. A 58.305 for Finnegan Bailiff. He's showing he's still got pace at hand. The championship conversation does heat up here with McKeithen in second, Rodriguez, Lloyd, and Tutwiler, and fifth, Isambard would still hold on as they run, but Malquit, Wheeler, not happy with Little Sizzle telling him to continue forward, and now he's gonna pass him himself. As they're all, again, almost arguing, but the only thing they're doing is giving James Overbeck more time. They're giving him more space on the racetrack to pull away.
But you have to think, James Overbeck has been running 58 fours this whole entire race, and that's what they were doing with Isaac Malquit leading. They weren't going any faster. They were just staying at the same distance from James Overbeck, not making up the room. So they need to try something to make a change to try to catch up to him. Maybe Henry Wheeler can lead him up to it, but Finnegan Bailiff, he is on a roll now.
Yeah, Finnegan Bailiff in fourth. Honestly, he looks better than everybody else in this group, and he knows it. Going through for third. Finnegan Bailiff is clear. And it's turn 13 on Alan Isambard. And now Wheeler's going to be the driver ahead of him. You see how much dirt is on the side of Henry Wheeler's kart there.
And that's all from the start, dropping that tire down into the mud on the exit of turn number 3. And that white side pod isn't really white no more, Caleb.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We'll see what they can do with Wheeler and Bailiff. Both of them pace at hand. But James still improving here, Hunter. There goes Finnegan looking on the inside of turn 7. He's through. So 2.5 minutes for Finnegan Bailiff to try and close down this gap.
We got just about 5 laps to go, and they have just over 1.5 seconds to close down to James. I don't know if that's enough time. I think they're going to need mistakes out of James to be able to get back up to him.
Yeah, and that's probably not going to happen here. James Overbeck really confident around this place, really comfortable around this place as well. What is it going to take for Finnegan Bailiff to try to return to victory lane as Alan Isambard's into the side of Isaac Malquit. Isambard looking to pass into turn number 2. It didn't work. Him and Malquit got together, and Christopher McKeithen, whether or not he was able to get through, he was. McKeithen is through. You think of the championship, Isambard swung the pendulum in favor of McKeithen, gifted him points in turn number 2 there with that incident, Hunter.
Yeah, that little incident between him and Isaac Malquit just made a big change in the championship as we have a little replay of the incident.
Close when the door's closing there. Malquit already turning in. Here's a head-on shot. And Isambard just trying to go and gets into the side of Isaac Malquit.
Yeah, you see Isaac start to turn down, and then Alan still tries to keep the nose down low in there, and it didn't end well for either one of them.
Well, the gap is at 2 seconds now. If you weren't sure before, you can be sure now. James Overbeck, 2 seconds on this field. He is gone from Henry Wheeler and Finnegan Bailiff that switched spots once again a lap ago. Because there's a lap that Wheeler's better, and then there's a lap that that Finnegan's better.
Yeah, it's just back and forth between the two of them, and they both realize now they're not going to catch up to James. It's too late in the race, and Colin Lloyd's hoping for them to start the battle at any moment now. Colin Lloyd wants to get the final step on the podium, if not second place on the podium, so he's hoping for them to start the battle.
Yeah, it's also a big gap.
Like you said, right back to Colin Lloyd. He's going to need some battling. And if you're Bailiff, how much do you want to risk for a second-place finish? The same for Henry Wheeler. That could be the difference maker as well when you look at championship for both of them. Could be the difference in a couple of positions at the end of the year. Who knows? But one thing is certain. James Overbeck this year, we've been so used to seeing him in the OKN category. He's a winner there in OKN Stars. And it's felt like a while, right? Time and time again, he's been close to victories in KA Senior. It seems like this year it's been Paulie's year in KA, and James more often than not has had a lot of second place finishes there. And he's worked hard week in, week out to try and come away with a result like this. As there's contact in the back of the field, Teddy Blum there. That was deep in the field. But for James Overbeck, what a return. And what a way to make a statement, right?
Yeah, just a good performance out of James, making the return to the Stars Championship Series in the KA 100 package. And he's making it a statement, not letting anybody touch him after Finnegan Bailiff was close to him in the beginning. Once Finnegan fell off from James, James just kept putting the laps down, staying really consistent. I haven't seen a missed lap out of James this whole entire race. He has been super consistent, running consistent laps after lap, staying in the 58 3s and 4s the whole entire race as he just got the white flag.
White flag for James Overbeck in the 948 BJR LN Kart. He's won here. He's won championships here in KA Senior at the Stars Championship Series. It's been a while, but he's getting ready to return to victory lane. It's not going to be Finnegan Bailiff in his backyard, but it's still going to be a kid from Cincinnati who started his operation here this year, the James Overbeck Academy. They were racing here last weekend. He was busy working and coaching and helping the local crowd here. This weekend, he's done it himself. His dad Matt's gonna be fired up because James Overbeck returns to victory lane at the Clash at the Club.
Got the signature celebration out of James Overbeck right there. We haven't seen that in a little bit, Caleb.
James Overbeck, Stars Championship Series, K100 Senior. Those are almost synonymous. I believe the second time he's won here in Stars Championship competition, and heartbreak continues. Austin Olds. Him and Lucas Zabo get together on the final lap.
Not how you want to end your weekend if you're Austin Olds after having such a great running at the first round you show up to, and then showing up here, being fast once again, starting on pole, but can't count him out quite yet.
Well, here's a look to how we got here. A lot happened at the start of that race. James Overbeck got to lead early over Austin Olds, or you would ultimately get into the side of Chris Harrower. That put him out of contention. Finnegan Bailiff smart to bail out of that one right there. He let Isambard and Malquit go. And then the late pace from Bailiff and Wheeler. They would go back and forth for a little bit, but that right there would give them the podium. And a flawless drive would give James Overbeck the win on Sunday.
Where did you end up?
James Overbeck. It's been a long time coming for you. Trying out the new X30 has been kind of a challenge for you, but back in the KA and you're on the top step. How does it feel?
No, it feels great. Past year's definitely been difficult. I feel like there's so many times we've been close, just one lap away or one little mistake away. It definitely feels good. not only to win, but just to pull away and be able to run fast laps out front. So, no, this BJR, BBS, James Overbeck Academy machine was on rails, and all day yesterday, I feel like we were really fast, at least when the sun was out and the track was good. I feel like we were the ones to beat. But yesterday, I tried some different things, didn't like it, so I went back to what we knew, and it was on rails. No complaints at all.
Talk to me a little bit about that start. Like, how were you able to just take it away right at the very beginning?
No, I definitely knew I knew we were fast, and I wanted to get to the lead early because I knew how fast Ike was. I feel like he was about the only one that was about on the same pace as us, so I knew I wanted to get to the lead and try and get away as fast as I could. I'm not sure what all happened. I got crossed over Austin out of the downhill left. Then Finn was behind me, and then behind him there didn't really seem to be anyone. So he just told me to go. I kept my head down. Pressures were a little low at first, so I was sliding around the first few laps, but once it came in, I mean, on my micron, it was just best lap, best lap, best lap, best lap every time I came by. So, no, it was perfect.
And as we kind of talked about yesterday, you were here last weekend, but working, not racing. So what does this win mean for you and your new team?
No, it definitely means a lot, and I know a lot of, especially my junior drivers, I know they're watching at home. And I feel like since I started the team, I feel like it's made me a lot better of a driver because I know I have people watching at home, and I know I got to do good, and I have to show them, like, what I'm teaching them, like, I have to go do what I say. So that's been super cool, and like I said, I feel like it's made me a better driver all the way around. So, yeah, definitely shout out to all those guys watching at home. Can't thank all of them enough. But yeah, super excited, super happy for this. Hopefully get a nice weekend off next weekend, so it'll be fun.
Well, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, there you guys have it from James Overbeck taking the win here. And again, this one means a lot to him, Hunter. We'll take a quick break in the action, the lunch break, getting ready to go underway. We'll be back at 12:50 p.m. Eastern Time, local time here in Cincinnati for the Pro Show. 3 main events remain from the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. Stay with us.